Boom.
Bish! Biddly ball. Who remembers Powerade? Tremendous stuff, in my humble opinion. Although, when I have a few, not in quick succession, but like if I have to wait a long time to not have one, I was going to say they're better than Luke said, but that's not why we're here, but I'm going to get that off my chest. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. How's everybody going? What's everybody up to? Can you hear me? No, I'm not Gibson. No, I'm not. Hey up, Roller Blunt. Geared up. I've got an inches here also. All aboard! How's it going, Roller Blunt? Is everything good? Yes, Luke, lad. Bellenden Badgers assemble. You know it, Mark B. And you know it. Yes, JT. I'll see you soon. Yeah, I've got to wait. Like Luke said, orange, the fizzy one would be my go-to generally. But I can have them more often. Whereas these hit the spot when you need them, man. Like, you know, bold hydration, body and mind, you know. Not my words, the words of Powerade. It's a worldwide partner for Olympics. You know, what more do you want? It's probably Luke said that makes them, innit? Although who makes Luke Sage? You know, it never ends, does it? It'll be Luke Sage's own competition, own create, but you can't get them everywhere. I think that's what it is. Yes, Dr. Curious, what's good? Bath time, get up. Do you have anybody to join, Joe? I drink at least three blue Powerades per day. Goat drink, absolutely. They're sensational, aren't they? Yes, 78 RPM badges assemble. What's good? Oh my god! If my fucking bottle opener's not here, this is a terrible start. Oh, it's there. You let the cats in for 2 minutes, man, and they knock everything off at the table. Yes, Arse Ripper, what's good? We're going to actually talk about football a bit, boys, today. I think because it's on my mind in a pretty major way, as it always is. But you know, this weekend, cheers everybody. This weekend feels like a big one. She'll come round for you, Joe Depp. Keep working on her. Keep working the dials. She'll surrender. Yeah, I want to talk about his press conference and all this shit going on and floating about. And on the Jamesons, Gibson, geared up. Ruthless stuff. I'm just on beer. Beers. Lager lout. Lager. I knew that we're going to get asked, Arse Ripper. No, I didn't. I've not had opportunity. I don't... Nobody do it how he does it. If you don't know by now, you never knew. But I just can't. I'm not that organised. It gets to about 20 minutes before, and I'm like, shit, I need some Badger beer. If they sold it at Tesco around corner or Aldi at bottom of hill, I'd have more of a chance. But if the beer's in the fridge, I just think, I'll just get home. If I've been at work, I'm like, just get home. I've got beers at home. I want to talk about the... all of a sudden, everyone wants two up front. Tossers who plays two up front. Joe Depp's been calling for it to get Peru Peral Parisley on. I don't want him to change the formation. I don't think there's any need, genuinely. And I know everybody goes like, but I can't help. No, I ain't 78 RPM. Tell me about it. That's why it's been on my mind pretty bad this coming Friday. I've just been like, fucking here we go. No, it's strictly beer. You can buy it in all famous retails or most famous retail shops, apparently. It's a big game tomorrow. There's like a weird thing to me sometimes where I'm like, I want him to change the formation so that on the basis that if it don't work, at least everybody has to move on from saying something, you know, like as much as I don't think Struijk should just be dropped or Darlow needs dropping. If the other two do come in and we still get beat, it's like at least it alleviate. At least they have to come up with something else. But they'll just, I don't know, they move on pretty quick, don't they, the haters? But you're not allowed to like or support the club. I think people seem to forget what a fan is, don't they? I support the football club. By definition, that means I support it. You know, should we define support? I don't think we really need to, but just for absolute clarity of what support means. Bear all or part of the weight, hold up, give assistance to, especially financially, which is not what a fan is about really, but the thing that bears the weight of something, I've put support. Supporting. It's not really doing what I wanted this, to be honest. No, it's a bit shit. But supporter. Oh, I need to define supporter, don't I? Define supporter. A person who approves of or encourages a public figure, political party, policy, etc. A representation of an animal or other figure, typically one of a pair holding up beside. I don't have a clue what he's talking about. But basically, nobody do it how he does it. You know what I'm trying to say? I support the football club. So first and foremost, I want it to do well. And I don't want to just jump down the throat of every single player that currently plays for the team or the manager or whatever. I don't think we need to change the formation. I don't think Stuart Strike has been that bad in the past couple of games. I'd possibly bring Stack out. I mean, he said some stuff in the I'll do a shit vid tomorrow before the game. Just sort of describing my thoughts going into the West Ham game a little bit more, because I know we're just here for a beer and a bit of a bullshit chat, but I just want to get this off my chest. I don't really know why he's come with I don't know why Farke has been so honest. If I was a professional footballer, which I'm not, as everybody's aware, I would not want my manager saying that I had a broken finger. I would not want my manager saying I had a broken finger. And that is the reason for my poor performances the past couple of games. I would not want my manager saying that I had a broken finger. If I was on 50 odd grand a week, 40 grand a week, 30 grand a week, £900 a week, that's the figure where I cut off. If I'm on any less than that, I want him to tell everybody I've got a broken finger. But how much does that affect your performance other than, like, you know, sexual proclivities? I don't know if that's the right word, but, you know, it might adjust performance when during foreplay. But in terms of a broken finger while you're playing football, I don't really know if that can count as fitness. I don't know. It might be a little bit annoying. You might think, oh, I've broke my finger, that hurts a bit or whatever. But I know that they're saying he's got some problems with his ribs and stuff, and that's obviously, they are injuries. But a broken finger as a professional footballer, you know, particularly when he's meant to be a big, strong lad, and, you know, when we're up against it, you want the leaders and the strong men to turn up, don't you? And his manager's saying that he's got a broken finger. Do you think it's a good idea in general to say that somebody's got a problem, somebody's harboring a problem? He also mentioned that, like, 2 or 3 players that have got a little bit of a niggle or a problem's not a problem, but when 5 or 6 of them do have a niggle, it's a bit of a problem. I think that's a bit of a trip up. It's quite interesting, this, really, because I'm now talking about Farke without the happy clapping, which is what people say I always do, but I don't. This is proof of it. I think he's tripped himself up a little bit by saying, I'm just on about, the thing is, though, there's no wrong with being honest on the basis that I think most people can read in between the lines or just take what you say for real and as it's meant, as opposed to just making out an excuse that he doesn't know what he's doing. Because now the consensus will be that he's willing to play 2 injured players but won't play 5 injured players. And that's not what he's saying, is he? Basically what he means is, the problem is when people are a bit sheepish or sheepy, inclined to be a bit of a sheep, and they just follow the crowd, they will go with the most fun narrative, or the narrative that gets the most clicks or the most ticks or the most fucking retweets or the most likes or whatever. They'll go straight in for it and be like, right, this will work, this will get me 30,000 views on Twitter, so I'm going to say that Farke doesn't have a clue what he's doing and Stack is this, and, you know, Aronson, I'll just keep uploading that miss from Aronson, and this will solve all the Leeds United problems going forward. I just don't know why he said it. I just think you kind of not asking for it. It's up to people how they want to react. But saying that two people have been nursing injuries and when one of them's a bit of a broken finger is not the same as, him demanding that Stack goes out and plays because he's broke his leg, or he's got even a broken hand or a broken wrist, or I'd take a broken toe over a broken finger. I mean, obviously, take a broken toe that would cause a problem. A broken nose is better than a broken finger in terms of injury. So that's my 10 penneth, really. I don't think we should be getting told shit. I really don't. I think you should just keep the mouth shut. I don't think this fucking idea that everybody's holding the club to account and holding the torch holding a flame to the chairman and the manager, and it's all woof to me. It does my head in. We're up against it a bit. We need to lock in together. We need to all be on the fandom, really support the club. A person who approves or encourages the football club. That's what a supporter is. That's what a supporter does. Tomorrow night will be absolutely banging. It'll be rocking and rolling. I'm excited about the game, but I never get nervous, as you well know. If you've watched for a while, you'll know that I don't get nervous. I think it's pathetic getting nervous about a game of football that you're not even playing in. There's a bit of apprehension sometimes towards a big game, but that's why we're here. You want to enjoy it, surely, don't you? Let the players get nervous. That's them that's got to deal with it. Nightall sponsors Farke's press conferences these days. I presume Nightall is some sort of sleeping thing, is it? Yeah, one a night, sleep tight, dead healthy, lights out. Yeah, I don't think they've ever been that interesting, to be fair, Roger. I think he talks for ages. Although people say I talk for ages and don't say out, which is fine, but I think he deliberately does that to keep questions to a minimum. But yeah, every night I can think of two things that he's tripped himself over in the past few years, and I can't remember what the first one was, but it wasn't the 100% going up. I thought that one meant I can't remember what it was, but just some stuff I just think sometimes is just pointlessly honest about. I don't know. You can be honest. You don't have to lie by not telling the whole truth. Do you know what I mean? That's not a lie, is it? By just emitting certain broken fingers out of conversations. Roller blunt. I hope we do them like 8-0, few goals, shattered about just to shut man up. If players can't get a game, well, they need to improve themselves. Jokers, man. One of the best managers we've had and he gets shit. Agreed, Roller blunt. Perfectly put, brother. How's Mimi and mother? Luke, it will require the 12th man to walk away with anything, I'm afraid to say. So, as in us or the referee. Mingy, this upcoming game is bigger. You play up front when you have 0 wingers, 2 up top. I just think Metcha can go out wide right. If we don't have any wingers, I just think Metcha can go out wide right and just cut in a little bit and allow Bogle to get forward. Nonto plays relatively central as a winger. It's not a traditional winger, is it? I just don't know why we don't have a look at that, because I don't lumber Harrison in the same bracket as Aronson. I think Harrison will do a decent job. Needs to get used to Goodmanson a little bit, like I've said. Got to try something different, got to change it up. I don't think we do, though. Honestly, I don't think we do need to change it up. I think we've been decent. I thought we were absolute shit show on Saturday in terms of creating chances and stuff, but we just need to be a little bit more, I don't want to say clinical, because it'll set Roger Slicker off like there's no tomorrow, but, clinicality is what that they've been working on in training. I'll be going, Joe. I'm going with my brother. It's my brother's birthday on Saturday, so we'll be meeting early doors tomorrow afternoon. So that's why I'm definitely having a proper decent sesh tonight. I'm gonna have I've had a couple, and I'm gonna batter through them, because I need to prepare for this, because it's going to be a big day tomorrow, I think, getting on it. So it's and I want to be able to understand what's going on during the actual game as well, which can be quite difficult, but it can be a blessing in disguise. So I remember when we got beat 4-3 to Liverpool on opening game at season, must be 5 years ago now, whatever it was, which is mad to think. But I didn't even remember. I couldn't remember who'd scored. I couldn't remember. I had to watch the highlights. Only then I got home and my mum told me, she rung me and said, like the day after, oh, Salah got a hat trick, didn't he? And I was like, yeah. Thought, did he? Thought I literally had, but to be fair, I never remember. I don't remember who scored for Burnley. It's not something that I would remember. It's like that's where the happy clapping comes in. I'm solely focused on LUFC. That's all I give a shit about. Yes, Mingy. Brought her on today. Mimi is staying with. So going through the worst, hopefully, but appreciate the love, man. That's awesome, dude. It's good to know. Keep us in the loop, big man. And send all of our love to Mimi. Top man. Ming getting the plaudits. Roger Slicker. If you go two up front, who do you sacrifice to accommodate two up front? I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'd put Metro out wide right and give him a bit of a license to go in the 10 that I don't think exists. 78 RPM. You can support the club, the manager, and individual players, but still critique all of the above when necessary. Yeah, I agree. 78 RPM. I also think we do, don't we? I just think there's a line that you cross when he's in an interview and then you tweet stuff like, shut up, mate. Like the manager of the football club getting told to shut up by some absolute schmuck online that if he saw him in public, he would literally pull his pants down and suck his dick. There's not a thing I've said on my channel in the however many years I've done it. There's not a thing I've said that I genuinely wouldn't say to any player or whatever. I can't remember. I do my best not to just have a go at a player, as I never would anyway. I don't even do that with players that I dislike. Not going to turn around that who don't I like. Try to think of a player that I don't like other than like Cristiano Ronaldo. But obviously, there's not much you can critique about him apart from the fact that you don't particularly like the guy. But in terms of football, I'm not going to be like, I don't know if he misses a chance. Like Salah. To be honest, I watched. I didn't watch. I was in Harrogate and Pontefract today, and I was listening to TalkSport, and this guy rung up from a Liverpool fan. He was on about Gakpo, and I just thought this guy, he actually filled me with hope, to be honest. I thought the amount of shit he were waffling through, saying about Gakpo, he actually said that Arne Slot is only playing him on the basis that he's Dutch, and he wants him ripe and ready for World Cup. I mean, I've never heard anything like that. Like Arne Slot having, been beat 4 times on bounce or whatever, is ever going to risk playing any footballer just so that they get ready for World Cup. And he's Dutch. Like his interests are, and the guy wasn't joking. Said Gakpo's predictable and all this stuff. Salah's been getting so much shit, like because he missed the chance against Man United. It's like. Then the narrative changes, and he's because he's moody when he's been brought off the pitch. He's moody. I didn't watch the Champions League game last night. They won 5-1. I saw highlights. He came on and he didn't pass when there were an opportunity for him for a tap in, and that he does that anyway. Doesn't he? He always has done that. He's greedy, but when the greed has paid off for him, you're not going to take that away from him. That's what Salah is, isn't it? I don't know. You just can't believe this is why though they're going about loyalty in football. There's no loyalty from the fan base to the player. That does not exist. Nobody stood by Bamford when he missed a penalty. Nobody stood by. Well, I think a lot of us did, but the loudest one, the quiet, the quiet majority or whatever it be called. So the loudest ones are always the ones that seem to get the fan base one into a bit of a fury. I don't know whether the fans are just changing. I don't know whether I'm old now and just need to sort of accept it. And it's gone are the days where I used to like sitting in stands and abusing players. I just do not understand it. I don't understand booing Harrison when he come on. I don't understand booing Aronson. I didn't understand booing Wobber. I remained absolutely silent. And the flip of that is I didn't really understand singing Archie Gray's name when he wasn't even on the pitch. Thought that was bizarre. I think that's bizarre behaviour from an adult, to be honest. Screaming a 17-year-old's name when we all know he's going to go, and sure enough, he went. Harry Gray has to come into the side for some people for some unknown reason. It's just mad to me. It's like living in a fucking paradox. Kieran Grennan says, worst mentioning the sore ribs, that's making a target for opposing players. That's a good point, dude. That's what I mean about just like, what's the point in saying that? Like you say, so somebody just goes, oh, you feeling it, are you? And like ribs is something that you can, it's contact sport, in it, just from a corner, a few fucking rabbit punches in there. But I'm only messing, but you don't even have to do that, do you? It's just like, go into a tackle when it's a bit of a 50-50 and stay around there, hang about a bit and just a little bit of a push. You'd soon, if he does have a sore rib, you'd soon find out what side it's on, wouldn't you? Ridiculous. Yes, Mingy, thank you, dude. He's always handing. You are the modern day Santa Claus. Thank you, Mingy. Ming the man, appreciate you, brother. Yes, Roller Blunt. Roger Slicker. I don't blame Stack blowing hot and cold if Farke continues to play him injury ravaged. You fucking idiot. You've had my, you're having me on there. 352 says Joe Depp. I don't think other than the two, I don't think it's much different from what we're actually playing. This is where I get with formations. Obviously the 3 and the 2 slightly different, but it becomes that anyway. Longstaff and Stack go into like really deep, wide areas like left back and right back. Ampadu does the same. That turns into a 3 when we're on the ball. Granted, it's not a 3 when we're off the ball, but that's a 3. And then it allows Goodmanson to get forward Longstaff literally will pick it up in the left back area. He is the left back when Goodmanson's getting forward. So, and he's not playing left back, is he? I think it's very, very malleable. It all stems from 4-4-2. And then I'll grant you 4-4-1-1. I'll give you that. But when a wing back gets forward, what's the formation? Even if it's only one wing back gets forward, that's still 3 at the back, isn't it? Roller Blunt getting the love and Mimi getting the love that they deserve. Criticising is loving, not hating. And also, Arse Ripper, there's a way to go about it, isn't there? And obviously, this is online, so I appreciate that. But, it's not like it's viral videos or all. But there's a way of going about it. There's the frustration that, looms. And when you're in Boozer or you're on way up Beeston Hill front game, or you're with your mate watching it, or you ring your brother or whoever you speak to after the game. There's a difference between having a moan and a piss and a whinge to your personal friend, isn't there? And then there's a difference between going online and being like, fuck this manager. I'd hate it if I came on here full of fucking passion and anger, full of spunk and started going ballistic. I've said some stuff on phone to my brother, phone to my mate, whatever, that I probably didn't mean the day after. Just, I don't know. Probably hadn't, to be fair, but it's more knowing like the enormity of things. I think that's what scares me. I normally go when somebody misses, I go, oh shit, this is big on the internet. It's like when Aronson missed the other day. I know that's not good enough. You know that's not good enough. One, is it beneficial to whack it all online? No, it's not. But if you're not bothered about that, that's fine. But 2, this is why low resolution thinking. Aronson knows he has to finish that. There isn't a football fan watching that game. There isn't a football player playing the game or watching the game that thinks he should miss that. You can miss chances. We all can. Everybody can. Any level of football, you miss chances. He misses. He's not got that spice, has he? He's not got that extra bit of sauce that we need at the moment. When you get a big chance, ultimately, you don't want it to land to Aronson. That's the fact. That's the fact. There's not any other winger, any other midfielder, any other striker at the club you want it to land to, and they miss, don't they? Calvert-Lewin's missed plenty. Okafor will miss, they're all going to miss. Dan James, they all miss. It's just, we're going for Aronson, which is fine to some extent if you want to be like that, but I think it's unbeneficial and low resolution thinking. I don't think circling one player and going crazy at it. I did it to Stack for the second goal because it's stuff like that for me. So he doesn't press from the back. He's out of the game and he doesn't go and try and like put any pressure on the lad that puts it in top bin. I think if he does that, it doesn't go in. Now, the reason why I'm happy to put some blame on that, it's not because I'm not trying to pretend that I'm high resolution and if you're blaming Aronson, it's low resolution. I'm just saying I thought that's clear. Aronson misses the chance. That to me is clear. So they don't even need to be said. Everybody knows that. He knows that. It's not like, it doesn't need, it's not pass it on, not pass the parcel. You don't need to pass that on. Stack not tracking back when he's 3 yards away from a player is things that has nothing to do with the game of football. That's what people should say when they're getting paid £40,000 a week. That's when you should go, no, mate, you get paid £40,000 a week. Run them 3 yards, track them 3 yards back. And if you can't, signal over to the bench and say that your ribs are hurting, your fingers are hurting, you need to come off. Because they're things that that is your fault. That is not Aronson missing a chance. It's not the best footballers in the world miss penalties. The best footballers in the world miss chances. Haaland missed chances in Champions League this week. He misses chances every game. I see him miss every game he misses. He just gets tons and tons of chances. And he's unbelievable, and he gets an unbelievable amount of goals. But nobody's going to come for him for missing a chance, are they, at Man City? When we're talking 2 or 3 yards tracking back to prevent, getting dipped 2-0 to Burnley, that's frustrating. That's where you earn your money. That's where you go, on that Roy Keane thing, like, it's 2 yards, man. He's 2 yards away from you. Do you not have 2 yards in you? Because I know when I give up, I know when I've given up, and that is like giving up. I've give up in football games before. I've give up at 6-a-side. I give up last night, 5-a-side, lad won't pass. I gave up. I just thought, fuck it then. I'm just not going to do all then. So I just stood in the middle of the pitch and started pissing about. Like, I gave up. That's where you go, no, but you're not allowed to give up because you're getting paid £45,000 a week. Run 3 yards, and that's what you can't take away from Aronson. He does. So, and then you end up defending Aronson, and that's that whole thing, that whole fucking monologue of 5 minutes where however long I've been banging on about it. That sounds like I'm just on about Aronson, and that's not a defense of Aronson. The whole thing was nothing to do with Aronson, really. It's picking out an obvious thing in the game and then blaming that one player. We did not get beat 2-0 to Burnley because Aronson missed that. That is not why we got beat to Burnley 2-0. There's more to it than that. We were shite. I don't want to look at the metrics. I didn't like it when Marsh said it. The difference with Marsh Marsh got sacked, and then he was on about the metrics. You can't talk about the metrics when you've been binned. When we were going down, you can't talk about the metrics. Farke can talk about the metrics right now. If he thinks he can turn the ship around and say, we're still looking good, I can turn this round. He can say that if he wants. It doesn't resonate with me. Don't particularly like hearing that we had good stats and plenty of possession. And then people look at the stats, look at the possession and think, oh, we just can't create chances. It's like, no, it's deeper than that. Players on the pitch have to do more. Fucking hell. I wouldn't have thought, normally it chills me out. Could do without the side issue with 49ers blocking Rads and his lad in the director's box. I think that's crazy, by the way. I really do. I think Rads has been, in a 30-year, 20 years of turmoil, with some good moments within the last 20 years now, luckily, like Bielsa and Farke. But there's plenty of turmoil in between them. He was one of the shining lights out of it. Rads, I don't care what anybody thinks of him. He brought some good times with him. Ultimately, it's him that got the deal done with 49ers. He's more than welcome at Ellen Road for me. Made some mistakes. High stakes for him. He must have been shitting his pants when he had to sack Bielsa. He must have been bricking it. I'd like to know, like, in millions, how much that was worth. Like how much that lost him when we got relegated. I'd like to know what position he was in to sell, but if we'd have stayed up, and what position he was then in when we went down, because that must have cost him 100 million. I don't know, a million. Like, not just in, he still owns the club at that point, so he's losing money in general. I know you get your parachute payments and all that shit, but he can't just go out and spend. He can't just put the parachute payments in his bank and go home, can he? Go, right, I'm off back to Italy now. Bye. He's more than welcome back for me. Again, people would abuse him, and then if they bumped into him in the street, they'd chew his dick off. So it's just a weird. You can't be objective about nuance. Do you remember when the word of the day were nuance? Gibson says, poorly finger fuck's sake, I stubbed my toe this morning, but got on with it. Still went to work for 12 hours, mate. Stubbed my toe, did a 12-hour shift. Do you know what I mean? But what I will say is, it isn't Stack that said that, is it? So that's the only defence I will give of that. I don't know. I just don't know why my man Farke said it. All love to Roller and Mimi. Absolutely, Mingy. Yes, Neil Davison, what's good? Good evening, my fellow well-soiled people. Good to have you back. Good to have you back and soiled. Appreciate you. Yes, Roller Blunt, my guy. I thought you already was a member, Roller, but appreciate you. I don't mean it like thought you already was a member. I didn't mean it like that. And then straight out on the Santa Claus. Cheers, Roller Blunt, you legend, mate. I will say I don't think we'd be here without Farke. I agree. Steadied the ship twice. Obviously, it took Bielsa 2 years as well. We need to all remember. Yeah. Put a fucking splint on it and don't use your hand. Weak from Farke. It's crazy. It's shit talk. And, you know, I don't want to be that old school guy, but there's photos of, I think it's Batty or it might be that knobhead Danny Mills, but his fingers like that. I can't show you because I'm struggling to work out how to do it. It's broke. His finger's fucking nearly hanging off and, you know, it just plays on. It's your finger, innit? It doesn't even hurt. Do you know what I mean? It's bad, is that? I mean, keepers play with broken fingers. Keepers break the fingers all the time. Players break the toes all the time. You know, crazy. The missus refused my request for a back scrub for watching an episode of Bad Girls. Keep working on her, Joe Depp. Keep working on her. In any aspect of life, says 78 RPM, the mentality to hate or love with no middle ground is insane. People do that most are thick dicks and not in the way that gives bragging rights. Yeah, man. Big dick daddy. Farke's presses are shit. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's the one, Luke. Absolutely need to get fully behind it on Friday and just go non-stop. I don't want to hear a peep out at West Ham fans. They probably will bring decent fan base, you would imagine, or loud and proud on Friday night as well. It's a good game, innit? Under the lights, as they like to say. Dick Dastardly, how about push Bogle forward and play Byram in behind? I think now that you've mentioned Byram, the fan base will go into meltdown Dick Dastardly. I wouldn't do that on the basis that I think Bogle's a right back. I won't start. If you cannot tell me, this is not at you, Dick Dastardly, but you cannot tell me that Metcher isn't better on the right wing than Bogle. It's not right wing, is it? Play Metcher on the right and just have a look at it. That would be the only experiment I would make. Or if we have any form of left winger, play Harrison on the right. I don't think anything changes in terms of competitive. We have had a competitive edge. Let's have it right. Joe Depp, I think we are better than a point a game. I do, Joe Depp. I do. It's just Burnley skews it and Arsenal skews it. Arsenal also skews the fucking goal difference as well, which doesn't help. Because that makes it look a lot worse than it actually is. We're going to get thumped every now and again. And that was a thumping, and they're probably going to win league this year. So you got thumped at league winners at their gaff. It's like, yeah, all right then. But the Burnley loss, but again, we're probably going to take some Burnley. If we win tomorrow, if we won like 2-0 tomorrow night, you've got to say that Burnley's irrelevant at that point. Just go, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter where you pick the points up. You take, and I know I say this all the time, and it's such a stupid comment in reality, but you'd get beat to Burnley to go beat West Ham in 2 games. There's 6 points on offer. You've got 3. If we gave a good account of ourselves against Burnley and drew 0-0, 1-1, and then drew to West Ham 1-1, it's 2 games. It's 4 points dropped. You've got 2 points. You win 1. You're better off winning games. And then also, you know, and this would be in hindsight as well, but also you're better off losing games. Because if it makes us win tomorrow night, if it pushes us on and gets us that extra little couple of yards, that extra edge to football games that you need to win games at any level, never mind at Premier League, then that's we needed to lose in order to then go, right, we have to go and get, come on now, we have to go and get something proper. Let's go get the win. If we do, then it's all forgotten. Burnley can do one. I don't give a fuck. Roger Slicker, who loves talking about every single other YouTube creator for some reason. KG had a poll on his show. 70 plus voted Farke out. What are you happy clappers saying? Fine. Again, good on him. I hope KG's Farke out. Good on him. Dick Dastardly, clinical always makes me think of being at the dentist. Yeah, it is a bit, well, clinical, isn't it? The dentist is particularly clinical as well. 78 RPM. Our wingbacks could be our two best. Could be our two best players, but scared of 3-5-2 when we have a clinical forward wasted in our formation. That's probably the best argument I've heard for a formation change, 78 RPM. I just think we're that good in central midfield that I don't really want to put two wing backs into it. And my fear, if I'm honest, 78 RPM, is with 3-5-2. That sounds good when we're on about our wing backs being the best players getting forward. I agree. They're the most creative. But then the 3 becomes a 5, and then suddenly there's a 5, and then you've got 2 in front. You know, don't know. I fear that it's 2, although you're making a very good case for saying that we'd get forward with it. I think you end up being really defensive with it. So, Mr. Whitesnake doing a drive-by today, helping Mrs. Whitesnake with IRL Live. A big hello to one and all. Take it easy, Mr. Whitesnake. You've probably pissed off by now, but appreciate you, brother. If Forest win tonight, it's got nothing to do with Sean Dyche. It's the aftermath of Big Angie's overall plan, that serial winner. It's the aftermath of him. This was always his game plan. It's who we are, mate. He'll come back in a couple of weeks and just, it's on that Parag shit stepping in, innit? Big Angie will be like, that serial winner will be like, yeah, I told you, stick by me. It's all part of the master plan. Sack me, get Sean Dyche in, and then they go on a winning spree, which we don't want them to go on. Echo. Yes, Joe Depp, I'll pass it on to the big man when the birthday turns. I'm with him Friday night, obviously, and then Saturday is his birthday, so we'll be seeing in the birthday with him. So I will pass on the messages. Or currently the message, I should say. It's not, there's only been one message from my brother Dave. Dave's actually featured on here as well. He's actually been on. The intelligent brother's been on. So the intelligent one of the 3. And he's much more than just the intelligent one of the 3. He's also one of the best of the 3. I'll leave the order up to you, boys. 78 RPM, Peru Parisley can't play on his own, but DCL and the Metro will never match his finishing even as a pair. I think if DCL gets on a bit of a run, he's not going to, I agree, in terms of finishing, he's not going to get to Peru's level with it. Because I do think at any level Peru would score. He's just not going to he's not going to carve himself out enough chances, particularly when, although, DCL's not going to carve out any chances for himself. Maybe. I just think when balls getting whipped in and stuff, it's definitely more DCL territory in it, more Bamford territory than it is Peru Parisley. I'd argue really it's more the Metcha territory when you're whipping balls in. He's a bit more boisterous and bulky and bold and getting about. Roller Blunt would selling Peru Parisley and getting a clinical striker in January address our current problem, or would it be better to strengthen with a creative number 10 and a winger keeping up front as is? Oh, fucking, I don't have to answer that. I don't even want the 10. So the winger, right now you'd say we're better off with a winger, wouldn't you, Roller Blunt? But I'm not. I know you're not saying that. You're saying come January. If we had to sell Peru Parisley, in order for that to happen, I'd go with that. But really, I'd like us to get you know, a proper mint winger, like a goal-scoring winger, really. Because I do think DCL does the job, and I think if you could get a few players round him, I think he'll end up with 7 or 8 goals this season, will DCL, and I think that'll be enough. His fitness is an issue. If he was to get injured, Roller Blunt, I would definitely change my mind pretty quickly on that. Please escalate, Roger Slicker. Escalate till your heart's content. Neil Davison, do you think in the transfers we have made, which I like them all in goal, in defence and midfield and up front, not much, if not at all, money not being spent, just my opinion, pal. Do you think the transfers we have made, which I like them all in goal, in defence and midfield and up front, not much? I like DCL, you know, though, but we agreed we haven't spent any money, have we, up there? But I don't really know whether we could have brought anybody better in than DCL for money, really, up top. There's not that many strikers about, and we are pumping it long. He's a hit man, target man. For the money we'd have to spend, Peru would be the most clinical we could afford. That's right, Jodet. BMG, yes, what's good, brother? Roller Blunt getting the love he deserves, and Mimi. 78 RPM. Note my attitude and comments are inspired by days of guff on other channels and social media. Yes. What's good? BMG in the building. Bangry Mad Gav. He who shouts loudest gets heard, Jack. Agreed, Luke. So today's poll, 3-0, 4-0, 5+. Everything is going to just click tomorrow, and Farke tends to go on a run this sort of time and buckle up. We're rising up the table. How mint would it? We're forgetting about his potential slow starts as well, aren't we? So tomorrow night, we're not going with goals, Roller Blunt, but I am inspired by it. So we'll go win, lose, draw. Get your votes in, boys. And Bob and me. Gets up, Roller. Steve AK, Mr. Whitesnake doing a drive-by is different ramification depending on which part of town you're from. Luckily, I'm from a nice part of town, so that to me is just like, sir, morning. Doesn't even drive. Get up, Mr. Whitesnake. Yes, Richard Todd, Stack or Tanaka? That is the question. Tanaka. I'd have dropped Stack anyway. Fingers or fingers and all, fingers and ribs. Tanaka is the answer, and my name ain't Jack. Yeah, I'd go Tanaka, genuinely. I would. I think he gets about enough, and I think Longstaff and Ampadu are solid enough just to let him maybe go off on a bit of a wander. And I know people don't think he goes off on a wander, but he's more liable. He's more liable to go off on a wander. He's less defensive than Longstaff and Ampadu, and I think they just release the beast, really. Let him get forward, let him get on the box and try and create something. I think they'd cater for it a little bit. I don't think he's the biggest creator in the world, though, Tanaka, I've got to say as well. I know I'll get shit, but I don't think he goes around just creating, you know, I don't understand this ball playing narrative that comes across. The reason why I don't is because my man Longstaff gets labelled in where there's no creation, when I think you probably get as much creation out of Longstaff as you would Tanaka. Tanaka just looks a bit better on ball, and he spins around a few more times, and he's done it at a lower level than Longstaff. That's all it is. But I don't think Stack's better than Tanaka particularly. We'll have to wait and see. The only scores bangers. 11's Sabozlai could make that team. Any other shouts off top of my head? I like doing ones off at top of my head that BMG with that. This is a good one. Only scores bangers. Off the top of my head, you might not like this one, but I'd go Robin Van Persie. Now, I need to rewind that one as well, because he also scored that many goals. There'll be some proper standard goals, but he always scored the bangers, didn't he? Matt Letizia pops to mind. He always scored a banger, didn't he? But I know you're saying only scores bangers, so they all got a lot of goals. Podolski's had some mental goals, that left foot of his, them rockets. But again, scored plenty of goals, only for Germany, really, but only scores bangers. I think Robben's catalogue's outrageous. Hazard's catalogue's outrageous. Tony Yeboah. I know he's got the bangers, but I know you're saying only scores bangers, but I think Tony Yeboah didn't get that many goals, really. He wasn't like a prolific goal scorer. Nobody likes saying Harry Kewell, but Harry Kewell had some bangers in him. Only scores bangers. I'm trying to find someone that's not had many goals, but they've all been absolute bangers. Who's that? Who's the French right back? I don't know how many he's got, but that's a beautiful goal. That, and there's a left back in Europe, in Europa League, which is one of the nicest goals I've ever seen on left foot. He just volleys it. It is sweet as a nut. But again, that's on their one-offs. Andros Townsend comes up in all my fucking 11s, doesn't he? But he's got some bangers in his locker. Right now, I'd have to go with either Van Persie or Hazard, because Hazard just beats everybody all the time, doesn't he, and puts it in top bin. Weird one, but there's something to Suarez's goals as well, where they're always bangers. That one where he plucks it out of air on his chest against Newcastle, takes it round keeper with his next touch and just taps it in, is mental goal. It's one of the best goals I've ever seen live, apart from David Bentley. And I can't remember who that was against, but that was obviously for Tottenham, I think, on volley from like the halfway line, watching that live, and I was like, John, I was like, fucking get in here. Then you watch it on replay, see missed goal, he were in kitchen. And I was like screaming him in, and they were like, what? And he watched it back, and he obviously thought it was mint, but I think I got a bit lost up in the hype. But he actually did an interview about a week ago, and he were on about that people go on about that goal to him. So it's obviously not just me that went over the top with it. Millionaires with sore fingers having a bit of pain at work. My heart fucking bleeds. Try lumping shit around all week. Sciatica. Agreed. 78 RPM. I'm adamant that Aronson should have taken a touch. I agree, BMG. Yes, he should have scored, but I think he made it harder by going first time. He was really unlucky. That has to be said. It's so much harder going first time, and he didn't hit it with any conviction, did he? Good comment though, BMG. I'm here for it. He had so much time to take a touch. The spontaneity comes out of it a little bit when you take a touch. Obviously, then you have to think, and I don't mean it's awful, but that probably makes it harder for Aronson. And he probably thinks, just go, like, just do it, just put it in. And obviously, you know, Bamford was broken, forced to play injured. Nobody cried for him. Agreed, 78 RPM. He's spent majority of his latter years getting rushed back. I actually like that comment, Mark B. Just in so many different ways. Life is full of misses. I think that's a pretty cool statement, Mark B. Well done. Salut. I've been watching I've been watching gangster films, but I don't know if Salu is the gangster films now, or whether I've been watching something else. I think it's Salu, innit? They say before they like have a wine or whatever. Fuck knows. Is it Italian? It must be. If it in, no one cares. Aronson has stepped in and not been a disgrace. I agree, Joe. Sciatica has to be experienced to know exactly how much agony it can cause. Brutal. You have not got a clue. My best mate, said about 2 years ago, yes, AO, what's good? Smash them likes for us, guys. How many likes we got? 33 likes, guys. Get them likes up for us. It's much appreciated. My mate was going on about his wife's fucking my mate's wife. My mate's mum, her partner had really bad back, and he used to get on his tits a bit. And he'd be like, "Oh, my back," and he was on about it, and he was like, "He's always going on about his back." I was like, "You've never had fucking back. You've never had a bad back, have you? You've never had, like, say, sciatica or..." And he was like, "Well, no." And then, I don't mean this, I'm not happy about this, he's my best mate, but he got it about 2 years ago, and he was like, fucking screaming. It's so bad, isn't it? It's debilitating. It's crazy. Even thinking about how painful it is, I don't think, even though I've had it, I don't even think I've had it as bad as you can get it. It just obviously just stops you moving, doesn't it? But I know when I think about how much it hurt, I now downplay that pain in my mind. And then when it comes back, I'll be like, fucking, this is so much worse than I even thought it was. I think it's bad, and I know how much worse it gets. It's the fucking worst. It's actually panicking me now. I'm starting to think, sort your posture out. But the reason why I don't sort the posture out is because the back don't hurt in the current posture. And if you try and, like, I don't want to disrupt it and disturb it. 78, both goals with a problem. Embarrassing at Sunday League level for a complete lack of effort. I can't remember first goal now. I remember that fucking second one got to me bad, that second one. What happened with first goal, 78 RPM, I can't remember. Aronson and Harrison would be okay-ish versus a top team because they do defend. Burnley was the worst game to have to rely on. The flip of that as well is they was the worst team. So, you'd think that they would have more quality, but they didn't. Harrison, though, I must maintain, got swelled and all his work got trapped by Goodmanson. He spent far too much time trying to play left back. And I have to say, even though Goodmanson was one of the only ones that got any sort of praise at the end of the game online and out and about, saying he was the only shining gem or whatever, I thought his final delivery and stuff was absolutely turgid. I thought it was so shit. And it's not like, everybody bangs on about Harrison's delivery. He had 12 opportunities to deliver a decent ball and not one. At least with Harrison, there's one ball gets whipped in. If he gets 10 chances to whip a ball in, there's 1, 2, or 3 balls that come in and you think, what a ball that is. And also, in talking of being gun shy, if we're gonna give players, time to get fit and stuff and get up to pace and all that, Harrison's not had any minutes. And he's thrust into first team, first starting lineup against Burnley, and it's like, if you don't play well today, you're done. It's like, I'm hoping that's not the case. Harrison would be so much more useful. If Okafor's fit, put Okafor on the left and put Harrison on the right. Just have done with it. I know he's an out-and-out winger, Harrison, and he wants to get to the byline, but if Okafor does not want to play on the right, do that, honestly. You don't lose out defending either. He works hard, does Harrison. You will not be surprised to know, Luke, that I have not, but I would be up to seeing Naked Gun. Mr. Whitesnake, Haaland would bitch slap you if you said out about him missing a shot. You don't know how fast I am in pocket, Mr. Whitesnake. I'd just roll him. I'd roll him and then I'd pop up and go, could have got you, and then I'd let him go again. I'd roll him a couple more times and then I'd be down and be like, work the body. Yes, Fred, I don't feel like I've seen you for a bit, brother. Best name on YouTube. What are your thoughts of this taking the knee shit? Government taking control again, bullshit. DCL only player with balls. Did DCL not kneel? Did DCL not kneel, Fred? I hope you're still here, brother. I want to know does anybody else know if DCL didn't kneel? Very interesting if he didn't. I will talk about the government if you want, but I don't think anybody will want it. Well, I won't talk about the government per se, but, I'll talk shit if you want. Bryn Jones, constructive criticism. We all love Leeds. Frosty Jack Knight. Never give up. Get up, Bryn. Hey, what are the chances Norwich will re-sign? I mean, that says resign, I think, but re-sign Farke when he's sacked from Leeds. Personally, I think Deadpool FC, Wrexham, Deadpool FC. That's good. Wrexham might make a move for Farke. We're not on about Farke being out of the club, no matter what you want. Mr. Whitesnake, time to head off. Have a great evening. Take care. Much love to the JackCity crew. Thank you, Mr. Whitesnake. Take it easy, brother. Look after your lady. 78 RPM. Control the game. Better in both defensive and attacking stats. So they say only stat that matters is 2-0, and that was being piss poor. Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Farke, he did say in his interview that was, that is the only stat that matters. So 100 mil closer to 200. Is that in reference to somebody up top? I strongly object to the knee, says BMG, not only because it started via BLM, which is just corrupt organisation that exploited the so-called racism. Fred Hackworth, BLM, scammed millions and the organisers now living in million-dollar mansions and second and third houses. Hey, if we were to sack Farke, any new manager will have a headache with injuries and team selection, which is worth bearing in mind before Farke is sacked. We're not sacking Farke, Yes, JT in the building. 20 minutes early, JT. Said you'd be an hour. Ifs and buts. But had we hung on versus Fulham, Bournemouth and possibly Spurs, the Burnley loss wouldn't have felt so bad. Absolutely. BMG. Absolutely. Oh, behave, Mark. Fucking legend. Have half a beer in town with your bro tomorrow. Jack, thank you, Mark. I will pass on. I'll buy my brother one. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I mean, I'll buy my brother one anyway, truth be told. Only one, the bastard. Only getting one. It's only his birthday. I'm not going over the top. Thank you, Mark. You're a legend, mate. Proper appreciate you. It's very, very, very generous of you. Thank you, Mark. No, Newell. Mark Newell. And they said Noel then. Mark Newell. AO says it's called football, not finger ball. So finger injuries are no excuse for not playing unless it's a goalkeeper. Yeah, and keepers do play through it anyway. So they just, I can't remember if do they put gloves? No, they just fasten the glove together, don't they, to the next finger? I think. But I don't know if there's one glove that's like that, I think, for when the middle finger breaks. Because I think they're breaking because, you know, when they're saving it, it'll jar end of the finger, I think, quite a lot. So another quick shout out to Mark Newell for being a legend. He's probably gone now, but some well behind at comments. Yes, Gipton, definitely. I don't know. I'll be meeting him off at train, probably between 4 and 5. I'm hoping he gets that a bit earlier, but I'm about, Gipton, if you want to. What time are you heading out? We're going to start in town, then I think my eldest brother's going to come through and pick us up, and then take us to Beeston, and we'll probably go to White Horse at Top of Hill, White Hart or White Horse. I can never remember what it's called. But we'll probably start at Taps, Scarborough Taps, I would have thought, or like O'Neill's, just because it's next to the train station. But if you're out, big lad, definitely noise me up. Mingy, Santa Claus again. Appreciate you, Mingy, as you well know. My name is AO. Yes, Jack. Are you going live tomorrow? Are you going? I'm going to the game, AO. Certainly am. It's my brother's 40th, so we've managed to get 3 tickets. I had kids having to sit in West Stand, but the birthday boy's next to Boyo in Cop, so you ran. I think you can play both, can't he? 60 Nick. Ming passing message on because he knows I'm about half an hour behind. JT, I need to be winning home games. The win few away to teams in and around us, then win a few away. Yeah, the home games, I don't want to say it, but, you know, Farke did say at start season we need to make it a fortress, and it is right. I keep forgetting when I've opened a new one and it really flings up. I really hope Farke is harder on players in the changing room than impresses. An arm around the shoulder does not work with most. Sometimes a slap and a load of fucks works. I think he's pretty hard on him, to be fair, and I think that's why people go down narrative that he's had fallings outs with him over years and that, and certain players can't get. I think he's pretty tough. Genuinely, I just think he comes across like a little sweet, like, you know. I mean, it's top shagger, isn't he? So he's got something about him. Time to hit the black sherry Dutch barn vodka. Get up, Luke. Get up. What the fuck's black cherry Dutch barn vodka? Dutch barn. Oh, yeah. Fucking. Oh, yeah. I'm up for a bit of Dutch Barn. These are snazzy bottles, aren't they? Ginger spiced. Cherry vodka. Very good. Shout out to Luke on that hype. BMG, I think Beal has to start because firstly, Struick may be ill, but also he needs minutes to get him used to the Premier League. We can't be fucking around with minutes though, BMG. We need to integrate him now, plus the team needs a little shake-up, not blaming Struick. I honestly think I don't know. If Struick's not fit, Beal has to come in. But if he's fit, I don't know. I do not know. Can't you? Is that just Joe 2.0? Because I'm not keen on Joe being 2.0. Why is he 2.0? I mean, it does rhyme with just Joe. I'd be up for calling him just Joe 2 or Summit 2.0, but can't be Voldemort. True, this has to be the great opportunity for the 3 points. Get up. Oh my God. I forgot we had James Justin. Oh, £10 million player everyone never knew about. He's got two first names. That's one of the main problems in it. One way to look at it, if we do go down and we can keep a lot of the players, Farke would be the best guy to get us back up. We could keep quite a few of this team. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll come straight back up, but I don't want to go through all that again. And Farke ultimately does get sacked if we go down, but which is in and of itself a weird thing, really, isn't it, BMG? Because, like you say, you know, you've gone down, so you have the manager to get you back up. That's when you go back up, and that's when you do what the rumours were happening, where you say, right, get us back up, Farke. We'll give you a shitload of money to get us back up in the first year, but then we're letting you know now we're already looking for a new manager, and then it's up to Farke to choose, isn't it, that whether he does that or not? Because he might just think, fuck it, I'll just, you know, what other jobs are he going to get? I'll just get Leeds back up, and then I'll piss off. He needs to go, like, if the worst is to happen, he needs to go abroad, does Farke. You know, like, he needs to go a bit Celtic manager or Rangers manager or something, just win everything. Because look at fucking Big Ange. He's still the serial winner. Big Ange has still got some stock. Somehow he still has some stock. I mean, it's reduced to like vegetable stock at this point, but it's still thick enough for people to believe that he has anything in the locker. No matter what people think of Farke, he's on borrowed time with 1 foot out the door. It's just a case of when Farke will be sacked. It's a case of when, other than Pep Guardiola, it's a case of whenever any of them get sacked, though, innit, dude? That's all I will say. My boxing trainer kept me in line with aggression, but my brother with motivation worked for both. Dyche is surely let's try to avoid relegation appointment, BMG. Yes, he is. Roller Blunt, like, serious with the Farke out, man. Remember David Hockaday? Yeah, stick together. We get behind and believe and remember where dirty leads. Yes, it was almost poetic, Roller Blunt. Fuck's sake. Speaking of players who score bangers, BMG, please try and play this clip of the 2-guy goal with the sound on. It's so funny. Now he does get bangers, doesn't he, 2-guy? I would, but I uploaded some of Gokarez or whatever he's called, because he does that appalling celebration when he's literally fumbled it in for the first goal. And fine, get your celebration in, kid. Like, get arm up, you know, get the boys over. But when you've literally, I don't know if anybody's seen that goal, but he doesn't even kick it at the goal. It's like a tackle and it comes off the defender and goes in. And then he like looks around and he goes. And when he did it, I was like, oh my God, dude. You can't do a celebration pretending like you're like the masked man, like the goal scoring murderer that nobody knows. When you're scoring goals like that, mate, you need to just go, oh, sorry, Badger. You need to go, oh, I'll take the goal, like, nice one. I'd still be like, get in, needed that goal, but that, Fucking hell, I don't know, man. Yes, my name is I.O. Ciao. Dyche always looks like he's shat himself. I hope no one has noticed. He does, mate. He does, Dyche. Dave Marwood, what's good, brother? I'm fully behind our man Farke, as I was with Bielsa. Farke has got players with injuries just coming back. Let's see where we are January 1st. Love it, Dave. Fucking love it. Mingy loves it as well. Dave getting the love he deserves. 78 RPM. I don't mean 3-5-2 every match. And as for the two, it would be DCL and Peru Isley. About Joel has wet dreams about feeding off of DCL. I bet, yeah. I bet Joel has wet dreams about me feeding off DCL. He's not much of it. He's not a knockdown guy, though, is he? That's the only thing as well, 78 RPM. When you're pumping ball forward, he's not going to get up and get in behind. It's not like a Heskey Owen job, is it? But I know what you're saying. I mean, Peru Isley will just want to get put in front of goal, won't he? Just fucking tucks him at home. That's all he'll want to do. Roller Blunt's banned from Voldemort's chat. I said I was a kid who escaped his basement. Said there's 20 kids in there. Why he banned you? Why can't anybody like roll with a fucking... Just roll with it, even remotely. Just ignore the comment if you don't want the comment. There's a guy right at the start of feed who was going on, and you know, I just skip the comment, and then they just go away. It does just stop. They get bored. I mean, I'd find that funny. I mean, I don't have a basement, so you know, that'd be. I mean, I don't know if he does. I've never been in it. I mean, you have, Roller Blunt. You should know, but fair comment, I'd say, says Ming. Karen McGillan and KG shit. Your words, brother, not mine, Fred. I've never seen KG, to be fair. I don't even really know who he is. I just know that he said about Ayling. He won't say Ayling's name or something. Somebody told me that on comments once, that he wouldn't say Ayling's name. He kept calling him that number 2, which is crazy to me. Let's get the feed going. We're 79% win, 10% lose, 10% draw. So I don't know how that works, but that's good percentage for me. I don't like doing Farke out on this Roller Blunt, but I will for you. Should we put a caveat in it? No, we'll do a caveat later. Stick to yes or no. Right here, right now. Oh, Mimi. Badgers assemble. Roller Blunt and Mimi. I hope you're all right, Mimi. Badgers assemble. Mamma Mia. Not Mamma Mia. Mamma Mimi came on today. Get up. I repeat, Mammy Mimi. I can't fucking say it. Mimi, I'm so sorry. That's so hard for me to say. I repeat, Mamma Mimi is in the building. Treatment plan soon come. Fuck you, cancer, from me and Roller Cola. Love it, Mimi. Say hello to Mamma Mimi. I've got there. It started with Mamma Mia, and then it was Mamma. I don't know where I went from there, but yes. Get up. Shout out to Roller Blunt and Mimi and Mamma Mimi. I can say it easier when I've said your name, Mimi. I think that's what it is. Mimi, Mimi, Mimi. After me. Mimi, Mimi, Mimi. A Roller Blunt. A Roller Cola after midnight. Tanaka instead of Aronson. Couldn't do it, Gibson. Couldn't do it. Too wide. I couldn't do it to myself. It'd kill me. Not that it's me, but Tanaka just has to be careful that he won't get the same amount of time that he's used to. He's already been caught out a couple of times. He's not going to get any time up ball. And it was also a lot deeper. He's now asked to play in the stack role, and the long staff role, which is slightly further forward. We are playing different, aren't we? So would be nice to see Tanaka with a few more minutes, Dave Marwood. I agree. I think I've said it before 1,000 times, Dave. So depending on how long you've been here in the channel. But after 60 minutes, swapping Tanaka, I don't want it for long staff, but swapping Tanaka for stack does not make a difference to the structure of the side. So I don't know. That's my only criticism of Farke. I don't know why he doesn't do the 60-minute mark. He just make one change, regardless how the game's going. Just give them players 30 minutes. Give one player 30 minutes and then make more changes on 7. Then you can do your late subs at 75, 70, 80. Don't mind it so much in Championship on the basis that we were good. We won a lot of games in Championship. But I was just thinking in the Prem, and I know you probably say, well, you play your best 11 for as long as you can, but I just don't think Tanaka comes on and makes... I mean this in a good way. I don't think he makes a difference either way. I don't think he's going to let you down, and I don't think you're going to miss Stack that much. I don't know. I just think 60 minutes. Give these players 30 minutes. Your boa bangers. Get up, Gibson. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing this Thursday night? Palalaluva. Palalaluva. It's my best effort. I'm literally in the best mood. Get up, Mimi. We're buzzing. Tielemans. He does score bangers, BMG. That's a good one. I'd subscribe to Connor in case I'd missed the home game matches that Jack goes to. Get stuck into just Joe, though, AO. Longstaff only scores bangers for us. Get up, Mark B. Ian Hart scored screamers. That he did. We need to rename it to scores a disproportionate amount of bangers. Yeah, agreed, BMG. Roller Blunt came on in the water's still hot. Roller Blunt, come on, in the water's still hot. Voldemort blocked me for using my subjectivity card he didn't agree with. What are you on about? Hasselbank was a beast too. Yeah. Hasselbank had a really unique style of finishing. Andros Towns, he seems to get a shout out in every single video. Pavard, the left back who scored bangers. I thought Pavard were in the right back that scored them bangers. He's a right back, isn't he? But that to be fair, he's only scored one. It was just immense, that goal. I'm on about I don't know if he's a left winger. I think he's a black lad, I think. We're in Europa League left foot. I think it was like, I'm hoping I just type in left foot goal and it'll pop up, but it's literally like the sweetest. I'm not gonna be able to find it now. Could it be that? I don't know. I don't. Oh, it's on. I don't have Facebook. It's on Facebook. No, it's not that. I'm not gonna be able to find it now. It's inappropriate for the channel. Everybody waiting for me to find it, but I can't remember the dude's name. But it's a hell of a goal, which is again irrelevant. Roger just screams pedo to me. Defo vest and Stella wife beater. Deal with that, fucking Roger. That's a brutal takedown, number one. Number two, it's normally you abusing me, so fucking, I'm sure he'll have a response with face. Tough as old boots is Roger Slicker. Richard Todd. It pains me to say, but if Tanaka doesn't get any game time, I can see him joining Jorginho at Brighton for 30 million. Probably player of the year last year, and now can't get a kick. I don't know. He did go with him initially, though, didn't he? In fairness, he got injured. It's not, it's Longstaff. I think Farke thinks it's Longstaff's place to lose, and you can't take it off a Longstaff right now. It'd have to be for Stack. Salud. I thought it was Salute, but Salud's probably the same thing. Salud used to express good wishes or friendly feelings before drinking with chin glasses. Salud. I mean, it's Salu in it, I would imagine. I'm pronouncing the D, let us know tomorrow. Stevie G was another beast for scoring bangers, as midfielders have no business regularly scoring from outside the box. Stevie G, to be fair, is a good one, bangers. Aronson is like a lot. Give him a minute to think. And he's either tentative or blazes it over. Yeah, it has to work on. There's a lot of players in general like that, though. It has to be on instinct, doesn't it? Scored a lot of decent goals, scored a lot of goals, but a big percentage of worldies. Roger Slicker Jack, looks like you've got some of Cage's cast-offs on your show. 30% lose and draw on the poll. That's not true. It finished on fucking 79% win. 10 lose, 10 draw. Roger Slicker. And you can't use two categories and then blend them and suggest that that's 30% of the populace. That's not fair. So you've got, even if it was at 70-30 at one point, that's an unfair. You can't merge two, because I could then say, well, no, if it were on 70, I could say win and draws on 85% and loses only on 15. So it's very clever, but you're not tripping me up, boy. And you know it. Badgers assemble. Second to think, I mean. Yeah, Aronson has a second to think. Was it Matt Taylor, left-footed player, who scored 7? BMG. He's the fucking halfway line soldier, isn't he? Portsmouth, was it? I'm pretty sure it was. Left foot. I'll just put Matt Taylor left foot. Yeah, that's him, dude. He's definitely in that side, and you know it. He's in that team. John Arisa was another left back beast who kept scoring bangers. Hey, that's a good shout. BMG, severe sciatica is exactly what you said, Jack. Even if you've had it, you forget how bad it is until you get it again. It scares me. It scares me to think about getting it again. It literally scares me. It's so bad. 2 guys, 1. I really hope Jack can load that clip. It's hilarious. I'm not going to do it, BMG, just because I don't know what's going on with YouTube lately, but, you know, watched a video the other day because I'm not bothered really about my views, but I was like, if nobody's watching, or like people just are uninterested in the channel, then, you know, we'll shut this shit down. I'm not bothered, but well, I am, but I don't want to shut. I enjoy doing it, that. But, you know, if it's getting like 10 views, but it's happening to everybody. But, you know, so I was watching a video today and they're just like, you know, do you do it because you like it? And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess. But I don't like it that much. Sometimes I feel like a right goon. Like if I bump into somebody, I feel like a right gimp sometimes. It's awful. I'm like, oh, man, you're right. And then always like, oh, you thought you'd be a lot more like bouncing around, like, what, just randomly, like in a queue? But do you know what I mean? Who's happy to be in a queue? Gordon Strachan had sciatica at Leeds United and he battled through it. Strachan was the Bremner of his day. I like Strachan, certainly. Didn't I? He had sciatica, though. The best thing about sciatica is once you get it, it never comes back as bad as the first time we're getting it. And I speak from first-hand personal experience. Is that right? That fills me with a bit of hope. Is it always down your left-hand side as well, or is that just how I got it? That's his monster banger. He's got some Ella goals. Alexander Arnold, potential candidate for the bangers 11, although he's also in the socks roll down 11. You can be in 2. You can be in 2. I'm getting texts off somebody that's watching it, which is always fine. Weird tease. If you've got all to say, mate, put it in the comments. Don't text me about it, you ball bag. Don't knock me off my stride, Weasel McNeasel. Jamie Redknapp had an amazing left foot on him too. I thought he were right-footed. He scored some bangers, liver poop. He were right-footed, one of Jamie Redknapp. Which foot? Favourite. Dominant foot. Right foot would have been his preferred and strongest foot. He might have been one of these fleet-footed motherfuckers, though. Can't be hobnob, mate. DCL never heals. He thinks it's just virtue flag waving. Not real. I did not know that. It's fucking mint. What a legend. You're doing your dick slap. I would imagine about them hobnobs in it. Farke knows Tanaka's quality. Think he's still working out who's going to rise to the task. Tanaka didn't get straight into the team in the championship. It looks like he's having to wait again. Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Tease, I cannot answer now, believe it or not. What were DCL's motive for not taking the knee? He wants to remain injury-free, or would it... Fred, Jack, sorry I haven't been on. I had a car accident 8 weeks ago and only now getting round to normal life. Fucking hell, Fred. That's awful, man. I hope you're all right, big man. That's crazy. What happened, you know, without prying on the, you know, what happened? It's awful. And I can guarantee it wasn't your fault, Fred, and you know it, and you know it. I'm critiquing Farke not demanding sacking or near it yet. Ask me again tomorrow night, and I think it tomorrow night. That is why it's so big, man. It's so big. When we do sack Farke, I'm going to sit on my perch squeaking. I told you so. I'll be professional about it. I just won't go online. Hey, I'll just go into hiding. DCL didn't take the knee. Farke said he doesn't know the reason. Everyone is different. And it's up to the player. Cree said he prefers to stand up to racism when asked why he didn't take the knee. I didn't know Cree didn't either. Squeaking and squawking, same thing. We're squeaking, we're squawking, we're talking, we're walking. Put him on blast. I just don't get the slogan. I forget about it until, you know, and then everybody says, well, that's why they put it on there. But then it pops up every now and again, doesn't it? And it's everywhere, and it's like, I don't know. I'm not racist. I don't need to have it. I'm just coming to watch a game of football. I don't need reminding. And if anybody said that around me that was outrageous, which they haven't, I would say, what are you talking about, you dickhead? But I've never heard it. So, you know. I started bouldering climbing with my son and have destroyed my fingers today. Bonehead move since I'm playing golf on Saturday. Well, BMG, there's no excuse, is there? There's no excuse for if you've got a broken finger. That is not, unless you've got bad ribs to go with it. It's no excuse. Hope you're on the mend, Fred. Agreed. That would explain why we didn't bump into you, figuratively speaking. By the way, I can eat 50 eggs. It's Ming. No, Ming, but I don't see Farke being our manager in January. Ho, ho, ho. No, mate. No driving for another couple of months. Don't even feel like it, to be honest. Can't even be a passenger at the moment, too. It gets fucking horrible, Fred. Fred getting the love he so rightly deserves, even though I'm near the best part of half an hour behind. Excellent, BMG. Well funny. Have a guess, Roger. Have a guess. Hit them likes, JT. Get up. Appreciate you, brother. And get them likes up, guys. It helps the algorithm, doesn't it? And all that stuff. All that stuff. I need a piss, guys. If you guys had to reveal something unusual or impressive about yourself, such as eating 50 eggs or an achievement, what would it be? I'll leave that to everybody else because it'll take me too long, that. Joe's not Voldemort, though. We can't have Joe's Voldemort. We ain't coming up, so we can't going down. Love it. Might be. Appreciate you, brother. We ain't going down. Ain't no going down round here. Get the badger signed up. Get up. What a silly question that is, Roger. Some of our fans would still want Ange. It's not even a joke. They would. Appreciate you, Fred. Honestly, it's awful. It's the seat. It's the seat. It's the seat. I've had this off fucking Andy a few weeks ago. I don't need it again. January will be too late, and you know it. Klopp said he would never manage in the Prem unless it was Liverpool again. That rhymes, JT, so it's got even more. It garners even more weight. I don't know him. True, JT. If the 49ers made Klopp an offer he couldn't refuse, it'd be good business for Leeds. Make him an offer he can't refuse. 78 RPM. KG banned any mention of Bamford and booted any and all that who broke this rule. It's crazy to me. But I suppose I don't know how well his channel does, but I suppose if it brings the viewers, doesn't it? Banning people. But shit is as shit does, each their own. Stop with the Farke out shit. I've just had the Fire Beast mug. Fire Beast. That was it. See, just remember good times like that, Luke, innit? Is that poll for Farke out now? I'm presuming it is. I voted based on that. It's out now, yeah. Like his next album. 81% no. Only from 37 votes, but still, you get a general consensus of the channel, don't you? BMG, I get as frustrated as anyone when we do badly, but the club could have completely tanked just before Farke took over. We will be in a dogfight this season, but getting to the Premier League was pretty incredible. It was awesome, man. Absolutely awesome, as you know, and you know it. Hank Wyman, what's good? Tanaka, not a winger. Would be good as an advanced 8 in the middle of and drop 2. Defensive, not flat 4-3-3. Agreed, Hank Wyman. I think that there is Longstaff and Stack currently have the flexibility to go forward if they wish and push on a little bit. So I don't think it's flat as per se, because I think Ampadu holds and that's his only job to hold, and then them two can get forward. But I think if Tanaka was on the pitch, I think it possibly would be Tanaka a little bit more central, and then you've got Longstaff would probably be closer to the pocket with Ampadu. I bet everyone thinks I voted yes for Farke out there here, but Jack knows the truth, and you know it. I know it. Ayo, I know. Waiting for Monday. Waiting for January. It don't matter 78, but that's a comment that is from people who have not watched this channel much. I thought he did do that, but I only hear what I know, don't I? How you doing, negative Nelly? Can somebody tell Millhouse, whose real name's Mark, is called Tees? Can somebody tell him what I'm normally called? Because obviously doesn't watch the channel. He sees the headline, does Millhouse 235, and thinks, he's a sucker for the headline. He clearly just pops in to the chat every now and again just to get garner some weight for his own channel, probably. But yeah, I've put my phone on silent, by the way, Tease. So bye. 78 RPM. Controversial maybe, but I believe our squad, even 2 players short of needed, is not a relegation squad. So I'm not having my belly tickled with that excuses. Exactly. And you know it's 78 RPM. Love it, mate. I'm not having my belly tickled. I don't want excuses. I don't want no bullshit. We need to be doing better against teams like Burnley. We would not have accepted that last year, would we? Mimi's alliteration this evening. I think that's what did me. Oh, Mama Mimi. Roberto Carlos, bangers, JT. That's a good shout. Pavard is a right back from 30 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Roberto, let me try catch up. Roberto Carlos would make the bangers 11. Yeah, I think he'd have to be fair. He's got that one like right back byline as well that he puts in. That's, I mean, I think that is a cross, but let's do the hammers. Gets up. Batty's banger and Gary Kelly's banger. I'm Farke in, but if we go down, Farke is shit and will require sacking. He has the tools. He's a manager, so needs to manage this. No excuses. It's fair. Luke, a one-off, but Jacob Murphy for Newcastle last season. I think both the Murphys have got bangers in them. You know, I think they've both got that. They've both got that edge. They clearly practiced that as youngsters. Both got that hype on edge at box that I doubt. As my foul-mouthed driving instructor said to me, there are lies, fucking lies and statistics. Why's your driving instructor got into such detail on that? I think Brendan Aronson looks like he is bad composure, but really needs to fix his technique. That's probably true as well, Hank, to be fair. Take it easy, Mark. Thank you, brother. 2-0, get up. Appreciate you though, Mark Newell, top man. Shh. Roger's taking notes, and we'll tell them all content creators about you, Jack. Rogers. I'm too far behind, I think, aren't I? 78 RPM. Oh, Roger, yeah. I know, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, you can't talk. Can't talk in this chat. I'm going to have to go for a lag, boys. I'm going to have to skip some comments and go for a piss. So you know what time it is, so we're going to have to put on the piss stop tune. I'm going to lose the viewers, but nobody do it how he does it. It's only because I've tonked 4 bottles in quick succession here, so... Yo, yeah. One of a kind, one at a time. Only gotta get a gun on my mind. Hitting my grind, city sublime. I'm trying to find the rest of my mind. It's been defined as being benign, but I ain't got time, it's hard to find. I'm sitting in line, I'm hitting my chime. I'm on the decline, I'm up for the climb. I'm rapping for rappers that never get mine. Rapping for rappers that never get wise. Rapping for rappers that nothing but lie. Rapping for rappers that snap on the spies. Rapping for rappers that clap on the mice. Rapping for rappers that rap at the skies. Clapping for rappers to pass the time. Chopping at rappers that never get wide. I'm hacking at rappers, I'm snapping the spine. Rapping at rappers, I'm mapping the mind. Slapping the slappers that follow behind. I've gathered them others, I've mastered the mind. I'm one of them kind of finds, a mighty fine kind of guy. I'm fine as wine. I've got too much fucking time, but before I'm up I'll shine. I'm about to find, I'm out to dine, a fight with Pennywise, and I quick apologise if it's easy, write my lines. It's just a line, but it's my time. Hit my main high. Yo, I'd like to die before I'm circumcised. Nothing but living in fear, kicking a coffin but never to cheer. Giving them something that's ever so rare. Sniffing a pussy they're putting in here. We're living a pussy they're cutting it clear. Living for nothing but finding a beer. Thinking of stopping but never been near. Drinking be propping up why I'm here. Sticking and swapping, I'll never be dropping. I'm having a coffee, I'll never be coughing. I'm ticking, I'm talking, I'm wide awake. Hitting a profit, you're taking a bit. Getting a profit, let's make a break. Getting a brothel, let's make a tape. Create the story, make a day. Get to glory, then we'll play. I saw you looking. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. We've got timing down to a T there, haven't we? Timing's better now. Gone with that one again because I think everybody's got a bit bored of the last piss track. We're back and my cat's meowing. The pussy's meowing outside. Yes, might be. Redknapp scored a banger that almost denied Blackburn the title, but Scum contrived to lose their game. Watching Leeds United training Okafor on to Ampadu were not on the pitch. No, he mentioned it, didn't he, Arthur Bushby? Mentioned it that they've been out of training. They've not been out of train. Fucking shit. Man in a Shed, what's good? According to Leeds Lives, 49ers and investors have flown in for a meeting tomorrow before the game to discuss progress and the future. Fucking hell. That is a big one. Cheers, Gibson. Appreciate you, brother. 49ers are to blame, says Arthur Bushbeard. I don't know what for, but it's a bloody big plane then if it has the investors on it. It'd be tall, aren't they? Determined to fix without surgery, but couldn't. The second time I went into hospital within a week. What's that, BMG? Or is that for the fucking... I've lost track here. Yeah, it's... I did it when I was really young, like not really young, but like 15. But my eldest brother's had it like bed bound with it. Had to get doctor out, get a fucking injection, and my dad's had it. He had to have an injection abroad and stuff. It's honestly, I don't want to talk about it. It fucking scares me. Get up, JT. Love it. Get up. It very well will be. I mean, I know his distribution was good, wasn't it, Redknapp? But to be fair, I don't really remember him much as a player in general. So, but I know that, like I say, his distribution was good. It was obviously decent. But I think a few of them Liverpool players get a little bit downplayed how good they maybe were, really. Like, I don't want to say Danny Murphy, but Danny Murphy were decent, wasn't he? Even like, I sometimes think, because Roy Keane always mentions Nicky Butt. Nicky Butt's probably similar. I don't really get much recognition for how probably good he was. But because I don't really remember him. When you're sort of surrounded by... It was also a really good time in football history to have centre midfielders, wasn't it? There were tons of them, weren't there? I mean, Gerrard was just coming through there like at that time, but they were like Danny Murphy, not Danny Murphy first, but Redknapp. I'm going in reverse order at this moment. Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, Emmanuel Petit, Gilberto Silva. Maybe Silva was a bit later than that, was he? Oh, no, probably not. I think Danny Murphy probably at Fulham at that point. David Batty, Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes. I don't know, much more of a centre midfield world, wasn't it, at the time? Much more of a centre midfield world at the time is the best thing I can think of. Cantona on the bangers. Can say Pepper and Paw Patrol. Pepper and Paw Patrol. Danny Murphy was a player to fair. I always liked him as a player, and then as a pundit, he did my tits in, and then I do listen to Talk Sport, and I've sort of come around to him a little bit. I just think he's a bit of a wet wipe. But Gibson says, my lad says, if we lose tomorrow, Farke is gone. I don't think so. How old your lad, Gibson? Just genuinely out of interest. It's genuinely out of interest. It's not going to be a diss either way. Because I've got no problem with statements such as that. You know what I mean? People got this idea that I'm just like, Roger Slicker thinks I just bum Farke. And I don't. I just like him. I think he deserves a bit of a go at it. I think the pressure will mount if we get beat tomorrow. I don't think they'll get rid of him. And also, Gibson, before you give me his age, well, you can give me his age at any time, but does he mean that as in he thinks that'll happen, or does he also mean that as in like he thinks it'd be the right thing to do? Because even if that was, like, I could say I think he goes tomorrow if we lose. I don't think he will. I don't think 49ers will sack him tomorrow. But if they did, I still wouldn't think that was the right thing to do, even if we do get beat tomorrow. Depending on what the plan is going forward, there's many things to this, isn't there? Everybody has a go at that nutter from Notts Forest, but ultimately he gets on with it and he's got them to where they're at. So it's like that's the way he does stuff. And everybody says, "Oh, new manager's in within 26 minutes or whatever." Like, yeah, he's got a contingency plan, hasn't he? I don't like it necessarily, but many people don't. But ultimately, if you don't have a contingency plan, you end up getting every single random manager in that we got in last time, didn't we? Ended up with Sam Allardyce. So is that the way you want to go with your football club, or do you just want to get in? You know he's getting sacked, so just have the next person lined up and get the bastard in. Get on with it. I don't know. What's the point in treating the manager? Everybody's gone, all that. I don't know. There is like a new Abramovich way of doing stuff where you just do it. Get on with it and get it done. What's the point in pussyfooting around it, really? Bars for days. 100%. What's she doing after 20 months, JT? Oh, just listening to tunes. Got you. I thought you might have been laying some bars down. Can't deny with yeah, man. Ain't nobody down round here, man, in a shed. Got to go. Take it easy, brother. Dog's crossing his legs. We've heard that before. Falcao from Brazil was in the Bangers 11. Oh, shit. Am I on about going back to the early 80s? I think I'm on about a different Falcao, aren't I didn't know there were another Falcao. I feel rude to you now, man. I didn't know that. I did not know that there was a better Falcao. To be fair to my Falcao, he's got a few bangers in locker as well. I remember that chip against Man City, but I didn't know there were another Falcao. I feel bad for that, but oh fucking hell, sorry boys, it probably all went down your ear like horrendous. Jack got sciatica for Christmas. Scale electric. I never needed a scale electric because my brother's got them. If we don't get any points come the next international, he's got to go, JT. I'll have to play it week by week, JT. I appreciate you. If we don't have any points by the next, if we have not garnered any points by the next international, then yeah. Not yeah, but he's probably gone. Get up. No better place for it, mate. It's my home away from home's is Benidorm. We're off there. All crew are off there next summer, hopefully. We'll be right, ding dong. Get yourself there, Mingy. Get yourself on plane, you and your lad. I think it would take no winning the next 3 to sack Farke. Fucking hell, we're talking really close here, aren't we? We're talking about international break. I suppose. Let's have a look here. West Ham at home tomorrow. Mental. Must win, I think, to be honest. We're at point of must wins. Brighton away. I think we can lose that and get away with it. Notts Forest away. I think if we've got a point there going into Villa, then it's getting so hard in November, December there. Fuck me. Villa, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Brentford, Palace, Sunderland, all like them three. You know, Palace have been decent. And then straight back into Liverpool, Man United. Fucking hell, Newcastle. We start again then, don't we? Arsenal come soon after that. Chelsea again soon after that. Man City soon again after that. It's big boy shit. The Niners won't panic, says Dale Joyce. I agree, man. Yeah, I agree. They did with Rangers and they got battered again today, 3-0. I don't think they panicked with him though, did they? They give him a fair leash, didn't they? Because they've been, they're dog turd. He didn't win a game with them, did he? Or did he win his last one or something? They're still 6th in league. I mean, granted, they are 9, 19, 22, so 10, 13 points off top. They'll probably still end up winning league. It's fucking absolute gashing it there. I wonder if owners take into consideration who is available before sacking a manager. Maybe if Nuno was available, they would actually consider sacking Farke, although I doubt they will anytime soon. Does anybody else agree with me that Nuno's stock's a little bit too high? Everybody's gone a bit too Nuno just because of the farce of he had a great season last year, and then his stock's gone crazy now because Marilakas, whatever he's called, got bombed him off unjustly, allegedly, even though Nuno was talking his way out of the club a little bit. I don't know, perhaps I'm talking out of turn and I just don't like anybody but no one but Farke, but I don't know if Nuno... Oh, I've done it again. I don't know if Nuno is the answer. He's 35, mate, but says he's on borrowed time. I think he should be okay till New Year. Yeah, he's my age as your lad. Does he want him on? Does he want him, Gibson? Or would he suggest after tomorrow if the result doesn't go right? I'm genuinely interested in clear-minded people, because I've got no problem, to be honest. I know nobody believes me. I've got no problem with you being Farke out as long as you're a little bit more honest about it and less brute, less just like nonchalant about it, or just like fucking shit. So bye. Next, on to next. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't, he's getting towards being on borrowed time, isn't he? I think he's some way off it yet. Like you say, Gibson, I'm side more with you that he's okay till New Year. I think he gets the December done, and then I think they have a look at where we're at mid-December and they go, right, in January he's gone. So I don't think they'll sack him around Christmas on the basis that, around December there's too many games, unless they want to get into January with a new... But do you think they need a new philosophy in terms of signings and that, really? It's quite clear whoever we brought in to manage is what we need. A winger, I don't really think... I don't really think we needed somebody up top. If DCL's fit, I think Metcher's good. And I think if we become better going forward in general, I think Metcher and DCL will get you enough goals. I just think we have to be a bit better around them. I don't think we need a 10 because I don't want to play with one. And so we just need some wingers. Which is, I think there's loads of them. I think there's loads of wingers. I can't name you one that would sign. Name me some decent wingers, but we're not going to get Yamal, are we? But there's plenty of wingers at 10 a penny. They're everywhere. Everybody's banging on about Paxao or whatever because he scored a decent goal yesterday or whatever. Like, probably never come into the club anyway. You can't get hung up on shit. Okafor, people wrote off a little bit, and now when Okafor don't play, everybody's like, I'm team Okafor. Like, where's Okafor? We're fucked without Okafor. It's like, nobody rated him 2 weeks ago. Now, if he's not there, it's like we've got Okafor's our only outlet. It's like, make your fucking mind up. Or give players a couple of minutes to work it out. That's brutal, BMG. Rangers are not owned by the 49ers, so comparisons are ridiculous. Rock me, Amadeus. Still in and around them, though, says 78. Says JT to 78, I presume. The original Farke got a banger versus Italy in the 82 World Cup. Rock me, Amadeus. It sort of rings a bell. My brain slows down. I've had a beer, boys. Oh, it's a Falco song. Right. I've got you. November when he goes, JT. BMG, no points in the next 3 could mean the sack, but no wins could mean 3 draws, which wouldn't result in the sack, I don't think. See, that's the nuance, isn't it, BMG? That's the nuance, brother. Leeds and Rangers are totally different situations. Of that, there's no doubt. Dimitri Payet, BMG. I love how you're dropping him in just every now and again. That is a good one. Dimitri Payet's in there. That feels like it'll spark a few more bangers for me. Like in terms of goals, like that. Who's like Payet? There's a few players like Payet. Like first person that comes to mind is like JJ Okocha, who's got some amazing goals in all sorts of different leagues, but he's more of just a baller, isn't he? As manager, no, JT, honestly, I won't. No, I would have done. Actually, would have done before Farke. I'd have been up for Stevie G. Because that was sort of, I feel like there was a time when that was a possibility, but in contention. But not now, no. Onwards and upwards, BMG. It's up. No more back problems. I wouldn't want Stevie G. I think that's about Stevie G. R.E. Nunes. Yes, I think his stock is unreasonably high. He's not really totally proven, BMG. Yeah, I'm maybe being a bit harsh on him, BMG, but I just... AO fucking hell says Nuno will be a step down from Farke, and there are better managers out there for us, in my opinion. Get up. Surprised, AO. I thought you'd be a Nuno lover. Is that to JT? Be nice to see who we could bring in January. Everyone loves Stevie G. Yeah, I didn't mind him. But I won't want it. It's very hard to judge managers. Potters was the next best thing. Now he's had 2 major failures. Indeed, BMG. It was it when you're at a club like Brighton, who just consistently succeed, you become the second coming, don't you? And it's like, when everybody else has succeeded, every manager they've got in, everybody bangs on about their recruitment and stuff. There's a certain system you come into, and you succeed in that system. And it's like any company, any business. When you get there and everybody's happy, you feel happy, don't you? And it's not just a happiness thing, but just in terms of work ethic and wanting to do stuff for people and wanting to work. And I'll do that for you. Like, I'll do it. And everybody feels good about the place. It's not just there's a lot of luck involved in recruitment, right? But there's also a place, a setting where you can bring in players that perhaps are 100%, but they're 70% of what you need. And then the environment you bring them into takes them to 85%. You can also bring in players that are 100%, like Di Maria, who goes to Manchester United, and the environment brings him down to 50%. And Di Maria is a Donny, and anybody that says he is wild to me. He's unbelievable. He failed at Man United. He hated it at Man United, like everybody should. Potter succeeded, excelled in an environment that you could argue he helped build, but that was his spot, his place. That's my thoughts on that. Or you... Well, no. I mean, there's certain types of players, like, Di Maria's different to Rafinha, but I personally think Di Maria's better than Rafinha. I think Di Maria's literally unreal, unplayable, and so is Rafinha. But Rafinha excels always and every time, in any side, and that's why he's on for Ballon d'Or. But Di Maria is fucking different gravy, I think. I really do. I'm just trying to qualify myself whether I think Di Maria is better than Rafinha, but I would say he was. I would say over his career, I would say he was, yeah. 78 RPM, exactly, Jack. As Joe says, some are Farke out. Always have been, but not honest enough to say it. And it's 78 RPM. It's the only thing that fucks me off. If you Farke out, go for it. Fill your boots. Don't be. Oh, I'm being but lost a game. Fucking hate him. This needs to change. This needs to change. It's like, no, you've been waiting for this. Ain't all prem managers on borrowed time to some degree. Pep Guardiola, Dale, is the only manager in this league that ain't on borrowed time. Possibly Arteta. But I think if Arteta don't win this year with crazy Arsenal fans, I think there'll be a decent proportion that'll want him out. So I did think Slot was safe just on the basis that Klopp's left him in a good space and he won the league last year. But then having seen how Liverpool fans have capitulated online and on the radio and in every fucking show possible and on the fans channels and all that stuff, they're in meltdown because they've lost a few games. I mean, the only argument I would say that I actually agree with the crazy Liverpool fans on is they say they're in a transitional period. It's like you've spent £1 billion, like you're not in a transit. That is not transition. We're a transitioning club from a woman in the Championship to a man in the Premier League. This is the transition. You won the league last year and you've strengthened from there. You know, it's been poorly managed if they do go tits up. But when we're talking tits up, they're going to finish second or third, aren't they? That's not sacked the manager, is it? They've had a bad year, having been the Premier League winners. It's all relative. For me, Farke shouldn't have took us from start of this season. We needed better, but hope he proves me wrong. Should have been thank you and goodbye. Yeah, I wanted him to stay, JT. I did. I'm not sure exactly where he plays, but Strokens has been linked. Strokens. Who's this? I don't know who that is, dude. Tell me more, BMG. Strikers score last minute winner, best manager in the world. Striker misses, manager shite. Mingy, that's a good point. Yes, it is, Mingy. For the record, I never wanted Farke as our manager in capital letters. But it's useless sacking him before January when a new manager can sign new players. Mozart's the goat. Nobody denied it. Perez from Arsenal. One point per game is the new 90-point trophy. Yes, Aidan McKenna, who I presume used to be aiding and abetting. Gibson, just on results, he says he's the coach and picks a team and is sticking with players who aren't doing the business. Spent 15 million on Biol and don't play him. If you don't want to play him, get a 9. Well, I agree with all that, apart from the 15 million on Biol and don't play him. Money doesn't guarantee. I can't believe Liverpool keep sticking with Isak, who was proven in the Premier League when that Akete fella can't stop scoring goals. Every time he gets in front of goal, looks like he's going to score. He's bang up for it. It doesn't matter whether he cost £1 or $1 million. I honestly don't think it does. If he's not good enough to be in the starting lineup, if Biol comes in and he is the GOAT, if he's the greatest of all time, then Farke got it wrong. He should have put him in from the start of the season and gone, I don't give a fuck about Struick's feelings. He's straight in. And I think he would have done had he been the better footballer. But I respect your lad's opinion. And that's not me having a go at your lads. I agree with it. You know, he's sticking with players he is doing. They're not doing. He should have brought Stack out, I believe. I just don't think spending money on a player. If you don't want to play him, go and get a different player. Number 9, I sort of agree with that to some extent, but you don't know until he gets in. Oh, you still need a backup defender, don't you? If Struick got injured and he didn't sign Biol because he didn't fancy him as in his first team squad, 15 million is peanuts as well. We're talking about 15 million as though we're like in the 90s. 15 million is nothing. Falcao celebration versus Inter was him flexing his forearms with veins popping out, a bit like Tara Daly with his manic bulgy eyes after that goal. In fact, it's a mint celebration, isn't it, that? How much is Struick worth? This is my point. Struick's a £15 million defender, isn't he? Could anybody argue with that? Yes, JT. Get them like smashed up, boys. $10 to $15 million, says 78 RPM. He's a £15 million defender, I think, relatively minimum, really. If we stayed up, no, fuck it. Don't matter if we stay up. He's 15 million quid, is Struick, really. 70 RPM, I'm just going to agree with you. I think he's 10 to 15 million quid. I think you've got it right. Good question, Solomon. I think maybe 10 to 15 million, but if we had a really good season, he could go for 30. That's what I mean, BMG. If we were brilliant this year, say he had 2 mint years, he could go for upwards of 20, couldn't he? Yeah, I thought 15, which makes it almost the same as Beal, which then cancels that we spent 17 million on Beal, so we have to play him argument. Solomon, I'm here for it. Like, Guy is suddenly worth loads because he had a good season and big clubs need a centre back. Similar could happen with Struick in theory. He's not blessed with how old's Guy? Because Struick's not blessed with having the hype train that Guy has got. Let's say 25. Yeah, I think Struick's 27 or something. Is he 26? Yeah, Struick's 26. So the similar age, but Guy he's been on a hype train, and he's apparently hitting his level now. So you'd have to have a couple of years out of Struick in order to get him to that level of hype. But yeah, if you were the 49ers, would you trust Farke with another 100 million in January? Yeah, I think the signings have been mint. I honestly do. I think we need a winger. I think the signings have been absolutely mint. Sanchez and Sancho were epic. Other epic flops for Man United. I mean, Sancho, I think Sancho's a bit of a joke, to be fair. But Sanchez were mint at the time when he left Arsenal. I mean, Man City wanted him, didn't they? We got Beal 50% off last year his contract. It's absolutely, they call it a graveyard, don't they? No, Jack, Rafinha has excelled at Barca. Absolutely, Gibson. I'm not downplaying. I'm not downplaying Rafinha at all. I'm upselling Di Maria. Di Maria's had a better career than Rafinha. Is that worthy of a poll, guys? He's now 37, is Di Maria. I don't know, is he still playing? He'll be somewhere, won't he? They hang on forever, don't they? And Rafinha is what? 20 odd, 26, is he? 28, Rafinha. Is that worthy of a poll? I know it's not Leeds United related, but AO loves a poll, so let's close this poll. 79% says Farke no to the out. 47 votes. I'll take that. I think that's fair. Start a poll. Who's better? Without bias. Because, I'd back Rafinha all day. But I don't think he's better. Or Rafinha. Thank you, Dale. I can't remember what I was waffling on about 15 minutes ago, but I appreciate you, Dale. I think it was in response to... That might have been my Rafinha waffle when I was going on. Oh, no, the borrowed time. I've got you there, Dale. Yeah, got you. If Beal is twice Struick, then get him in. But 17 versus 15 is no justification, although like 78 RPM says they were in his last year, so he got 50% off. But I still think he's a 15, 20 million pound offender. And I think my point being is if Struick, where did we get Beale from? I can't fucking remember where were Beale. We were in Italy, were we? They love these fucking Slovenian, Slovakian, fucking. I'm going to say Croatian, but they're obviously mint. Udinese. Got from Udinese. Where do Udinese finish? It's always, if Struick's probably better off playing in Udinese. They're 11th in league at the moment. Where did they finish last year? 12th. They're a mid-table side. They lost the last 3 games on the bounce. They conceded 56 goals in 38 games. How many of them did he play? Be all Leeds. Transfer market. Sorry, boys. Bear with me here. 34 games. He played 34 games for Udinese last year. They finished 12th. They conceded, what did I say? 56 goals they conceded. They finished 12th. There's 38 games in their league, and he played 34 of them. Might not be Beale's fault. Rafinha never played for the clubs Di Maria did. And Di Maria had better players around him throughout his career. But 100% give me Rafinha any day. I think Rafinha is probably better at Leeds United than Di Maria, yeah. I think he's more aggressive than Di Maria, but I don't agree with the I think Di Maria played at the best clubs that have ever been established on the basis that Di Maria was an absolute Donny. Rafinha was one hell of a find. I don't think there's many better wingers in the past 10 years. I think Di Maria's right up there. I think he was unbelievable. I think he's one of the most. We were talking about underrated and overrated footballs the other day, weren't we? I think last week or week before, maybe. I think Di Maria is one of the most underrated footballers that's ever been. What if we're going to talk about what are his honours? Di Maria's honours. Obviously, World Cup, Copa America. It's not a bad start. He's won Copa America twice. UEFA Cup champions, Olympic Games. He got a gold medal in that. He won World Cup as an under-20s. Everybody likes their underage football at this underage football. Under-20, under-21 football. Champions League he won, La Liga he won, Copa del Rey, UEFA Super Cup, Spanish Super Cup, League 1, Copa de France, Copa de Liga, Champions de Champions, Trophy de Champions, whatever it is. Benfica, Premier League, Cup with Benfica. He's won some stuff as lad. Benfica are, you could argue top side, but Benfica, I don't know. He's only played at. So what better clubs has he played at? PSG and Real Madrid. It's only, you could argue, if Rafinha's got another 10 years to go, hasn't he? If Rafinha moves again or never moves from Barcelona, I don't know. I don't know if I've dispelled your argument or not, AO. I don't think Struick has done much obviously wrong, but it's worth bringing in Biol now, in my opinion, for a few reasons, at least just to freshen it up and keep everyone on their toes. I just don't like doing it with centre-backs, man. I don't like fucking about with it. I really don't. I think it should just be pick your best two and stick with them. Biol would bring more pound in than Struick or even Rodon now. But I don't know why is my point. I think if Biol and Struick flip reversed, I think Struick could go and play for Udinese and concede 56, 58 goals, whatever it was, and finish 12th in league in Serie A. I think Struick could have done that. Would he be worth double Biol if Biol was in Championship? We don't know, do we? I mean, it wasn't a fair comparison between Di Maria and Rafinha. Well, both wingers, aren't they? Mario Strokens. $21-year-old. I'm not seeing him. Don't know. Signed for Galatasaray. Was he at Underlap? Yeah, Underlap. Somebody put welcome to Galatasaray on YouTube like they do. At the beginning of the season, most fans were saying Farke would get 6 to 10 Premier League games fortnighters would pull the plug. In fairness, Aidan, I said he'd get. I can't quote myself for certain. We're on inches now, by the way, boys. I can't say for certain, to be fair, what I said. So, but I think I said it on Joe's show. That's what I said. Said I want to get to 10 games and have a look at where we're actually at. Like, I think that'll be a decent sign of sort of where we're heading. Now we're on 8, but you know, I'd have hoped for something better from Burnley. But fuck Burnley, if we win tomorrow, we're on 11 points, 10th in league effectively. I mean, it'll make us 12th because Everton are 12th, but we're looking up more than we're looking down. I want to be in a position where we're thinking we're actually a win off raising 3 places, rather than thinking we're 1 loss off being bottom at league. Do you know what I mean? And at the moment, we're a loss off being bottom at league, aren't we? I mean, we won't go bottom because the teams below us are poor as well. But you know, Forest are on 5, 6, 7, 8. They'd be even with us. They've got a worse goal difference, so we'd stay out at drop on that basis. But I don't know what I'm saying. Got your BMG. 15 million isn't peanuts to Leeds. That's peanuts, man. You can't buy anything for 15 million at any level. I can't believe. So how much is 12 million for Longstaff then? So I can't believe he were that cheap. BMG, do not fear about it. It's not in the decade, it's in the day, brother. Rodon was the steal at 10 million and people thought that was overpriced. I thought Rodon were more than that, to be fair, but that is a steal. 10 million is crazy. Cheap as chips. Rodon going to Vinny Company to Munich. I can't see that, JT. Struick really does get unfairly criticised, in my opinion. He's had a few bad games, but has rarely let us down, has been excellent a lot of the time. I agree, BMG. Always the same mistake. I sort of agree with that as well, 78 RPM, to be fair. Signings mint, have you thought of becoming a stand-up comedian? No, I haven't. So you voted for Rafinha on the basis you don't know who Di Maria is, dude. And this is not me being like a football snob, because I'm not a world football man. I don't know fuck all about some player playing in Ghana. Do you know what I mean? In their league. I don't even know if that's football knowledge. Just let me watch him for a few weeks, and I think I feel as I have a relatively decent grip on who's decent at football and who isn't. That would be the reason why I talk about football. I don't think I know anything. I just think I know what I think I know, whichever thinks I know what they think they know. But if you don't know who Di Maria is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Di Maria, dude. Di Maria's probably. I don't have a joke. If you don't know who Di Maria is, dude, I would suggest you haven't watched a game of football for the past 15 years. If you don't know who Di Maria is, Roger Slicker. Di Maria. I'm surprised you don't know who Di Maria is. Round of applause, yes, Mingy, get up in there. In their respective highlights from last season, Beal and Cresswell look really similar to me, which suggests that we wasted 17 million if you take it at face value. Probably the best Cresswell argument I've heard, BMG. Because that's a perfect way of saying that, you know, Cresswell's decent. I think the reason why I think that's a good comment, BMG, is I think what happens is, this is what I'm saying, I know Cresswell was not in this situation, but if you're going to switch him from bench to bench, it's the same as like Beal comes in, so he has to take Struick's place. It's like, well, if Beal's coming and taking Cresswell's place, if you actually treat it like that, then why bother? Why not just try to keep Cresswell happy or whatever? But if he wants to play first team football, but now Beal's sat on bench, so you're just swapping them, and Beal's probably pissing and whinging now he's on bench. But you've got a happier player coming in, an unhappy player going out. You've lost a couple of percentages either side. Beal's more experienced. Cresswell's probably a better player. Probably got a bigger ceiling. Just wants to. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's a really good perspective. Mimi, shout out to Roller Blunt and Mimi and Mama Mimi. I'm going to write Mama Mimi down. She deserves a shout out as Mama Mimi. Thank you. You're the female Santa Claus. I wanted Farke to succeed. It's just his tactical and in-game management decisions are worrying. The 70-minute stuff gets on my tits, Aiden, yeah. Go, Mimi. Santa Claus. Yes, Mimi. The female Santa Claus. Rafinha Agli had his best years ahead of him. Yes, I think that's another vote for Di Maria, though. Do you know what I mean? Yes, James Danborough. What's good, brother? Get up, kid. We should have an underrated 11 and an overrated 11. And you know it, BMG. It's another mint one. How's Badger tonight? He's all right. He's last. Have you guys ever seen him like full frontal? I would have made the noise, but too busy knocking my bottles over, so I would have made the noise, but I didn't want to creep you all out. The chance some of you like sat on toilet having a shit, thinking about having a tug or something, and then if I blow you a big kiss, it's probably a bit too much. On that note, I've taken the fucking Badger out of a fucking shot. Tremendous news, is it not, Mingy? Great news. Go, Mimi, Mama Mimi. With managers in general 78 RPM and players on more dough than ever, I've added dough there for the pound sign. Why is anything beyond one formation and only occasionally tweak tactics considered too complicated within a season? I've got two arguments for this. 78 RPM. Again, mint comment. And one agrees and one doesn't. So, no, well, I say one argument now. I'm two arguments. I'm thinking of more arguments now. I think the managers have got to stick. With what they're. I think they'll die on the sword, and they should just die on the sword. There's no point playing many different ways because then everybody comes after him and says, "Oh, you don't have a way of playing and all this stuff." But I'll just stick that to the side for now. I think football is so difficult now, and you have to be so well. You have to be so regimented and in such a routine that things are so second nature to you. It's so embedded in you. It's like working on a backhand at tennis and working on your forehand. It's like there's two shots that you need to deliver. Like in boxing, if you've got a good jab, it'll get you a lot further than knowing every single combination in the book. People can put all combos together, but when the combo ain't there, you just need a proper good jab. Do you know what I mean? There's fighters that can impress, and then when they come up against somebody that's just got a decent jab, they don't know what the fuck to do. They can't get all their shots off. So that would be my, if I've made that clear, that would be my argument, my first argument, to suggest that it's not confusion of the players or that the players are dumb or can't deal with different formations, regardless how much money they're on. It's so difficult to win football games at this level that it has to be drilled in. One way has to be drilled into you. And if that one way doesn't work, the manager gets the chop. However, the other side of it is I don't think it's that football's that difficult, despite having obviously never played at the level. I think the players are intelligent enough. It's just, I think what that comes down to 78 RPM, like when to change things is when do you do it? And I don't mean that like a dickhead. And I'm not saying Farke doesn't change it and won't change it. When do you do it? As in, well, when do you do it? If Farke does it tomorrow and it doesn't work, he loses his job. There's more on it than just you can't trial stuff, can you? You can't go, well, we've been working on this in pre-season just in case this doesn't work. I don't think the players will respond to that either. If you go like, right, we're doing 4-3-3, but if it goes tits up, we're going 5. Do you know what I mean? 3-5-2, and I don't think the players will respond well to it, and they'll go, and then they'll bring the excuses. They'll come out with the I don't know what I'm doing type of thing. That's why 4-4-2 works in general. I think you can play many different ways. You can pump it, and you've got two people up top, pump it up to big number 9, let the 10 get in behind the centre forward next to the striker, get him in behind off flick-ons. You can play up to him. You can play into the second striker while the striker's up top. You can play through the middle. You can go down the wings. You've got 4-4-2 will come back, Everybody thinks it's dead. It'll come back. I've answered that to the best of my ability, having had about 7 pints, 78 RPM. So I hope that is of some form of an answer. Get up, Mama Mimi. Badgers unite. Assemble. Okay, I didn't put enough of that in my mouth. It's not the most potent, is it? But it is actually, to be fair. It's 5%. It's strong, yeah. Anything below 4.6 and we're not into it, Gibson. Biol was the 5th best centre-back in Serie A last season. What's that based on? Struitt would bring in more than Biol because his book value is 0, whereas Biaz is still... Well, yeah, that's fair. PSR, yeah. More clubs would want him. I agree. Yes, me. I thought, again, Roller Blunt became a member again tonight, but I thought you both was anyway, but it's not. It's absolutely... Thank you very much, my dear. It's better rated in Europe. We need to address the elephant in the room. We have too many injured players who are not cutting it. We can't carry on limping on from game to game. There's no elephants on the pitch there. And he's not an elephant. Forget Longstaff, 12 million and some so-called fans were crying it was too much. Ridiculous. It was shit, Gibson, absolutely shit. 12 million for Longstaff was a steal, agreed. Overall, our recruitment has been decent. It's just our squad depth isn't good enough to survive in the Premier. I still think we'll survive though, Aidan, but I think the recruitment has been decent. Rating our signings, I'd say 1, Gabby. See, I wouldn't me. I'd say Longstaff first all day. And then 2, Longstaff, and then probably Stack, Okafor and DCL equal. And the rest are barely featured. I'd go 1, Longstaff. I'd have to go 2, Goodmanson, to be fair. And then I'd put DCL, Okafor and Stack all together. I'd be tempted to try get DCL in second there, you know, but because there's not been enough output, like in terms of goals, he's not. But if he'd have converted a few of them, he comes in second, and then it's between him and Gabby for second. And then on that basis, that's a really good fight in it. The reason why, you know, because Okafor could potentially push himself forward there, DCL could push himself forward, but Stack has had good moments. I don't want to be rude to Stack. So I do think they say it's a 3-way tussle for them 3, really, yeah. I might say it rest unplayed. If Biol hadn't been suspended for the Everton game, he'd probably have played that game, would have probably stayed in the team too. Again, BMG, we don't know that. I agree he probably plays the game. I think he probably does. Is that when we showed her? Is that when we got her up there? Bringing that page 3 back, Ming. I agree, but to that, by the way, BMG, we don't know, do we? Captain over the road rated 11, Largy Ramazani. Captain of the overrated. Get up. I think Perry's shit. I do. I think he's I think he's going to be a ghost. All those things would allow us to spend a game changer up front. I just don't know if they're there though, BMG. I don't know if it's there. Very easy to overrate players who've left, but looking at Joffe, I know I actually thought that because I mean he's been doing well on it for Hull. I thought, could he not do a fucking job on right over Aronson as well? Like genuinely. Don't know. Players fall out of favour, don't they? Tomorrow's game is massive if we lose Farke on borrowed time, says Aidan. I think the pressure mounts hardcore if we lose tomorrow, I must say. We're not talking about switching things with an 11, but with a 25-player squad, Peru is the example. Why have him at all if not to use his set of skills? I mean, he did start him, didn't he? Start the season. And he doesn't offer what DCL offers. I don't know if you change your formation to get Perizli in. The only way we can play at 3 at the back if we drop Amst at centre back row, but I think we already do that, AO. That's what I'm saying. Do you not think we've got best of both Wales? Best of both Wales with 4-3-3? Genuinely. Ampadu basically plays centre back of a 5 when we don't have the ball. He's just actually more involved in play. The 5 at the back. The 3 at the back is pointless when there's only one up top. 3 at the back is when you're going forward. 3 at the back is not defensive. We were members, Jack. Lola's badges ran out today. Can't believe it's been another month of quick ship vids already. It's terrifying. That rhymes as well, Mimi. Members, Jack. Lol. Those badges ran out today. Can't believe it's been another month of quick shits already. Run out today. Another month of quick shit bits already. Why, says 78FM, don't get that at all. Be all entire career as centre of a three, mainly as captain in capitals, club and country. You get best of both worlds when Ampadu's in centre mid, though. That's what I mean. If they kept Solomon, if they bought Solomon, kept Ramazani, I mean, Solomon's the one. You know, he can get rid of Ramazani if he wants. I've got receipts. I'll take it easy, Gibson. Thank you, dude. Cheers for tuning in, man. Appreciate you, brother. I've got receipts, Aiden, on keeping Ramazani. I hope it's just because he was kicking a stink out, to be honest. Yes, JT, and you know it, I hope it's just because he was kicking a stink out, Aiden. Because if he has just got rid of him when he was a decent lad, let's say, then I don't know why, because it's, you know, we could have done with him now, couldn't we? Even off at bench, you know, we could have done with him. We bought a second striker with Peru, not a 9. Do you not think Peru's a 9, guys? I had an argument on Joe's show months ago about what a centre forward is and what a striker is and what a number 10 is and what a number 9 is. And, you know, the whole panel disagreed with me and abused me, but it's fine. I was just got called a dinosaur. And then they asked me which one Peru was, a centre forward or a striker. And I foolishly said he's in between Mecha and Dominic Calvert-Lewin as the centrepiece up top. And I should have said he's a 9, but he's not as good at dropping deep as Mecha is, and he's not as good as being a hitman as DCL is. So he gets stuck in the middle of the two. That's what I should have said. But I foolishly said he's in the middle, and then everybody tried to make out that, like, well, so it's not a centre forward or a striker. Ultimately, I don't want to keep fucking going over the same thing in case everybody's heard me say it, but a centre forward is different from a striker. Back in the day, there'd be 2 up top, there'd be a centre forward and a striker. Sometimes there'd be 2 strikers. Sometimes it'd be like York and Cole. They were 2 strikers. They were 2 number 9s. But if you had to pick, and it was my era to some extent, but I don't remember it. You know, I was a youth, but York was the centre forward and Andy Cole was the striker. Would people agree with that? I would imagine York was more the Bergkamp in that role, and Andy Cole was up top. There might be occasions where they swap, just like if Peru and DCL played up top together, they would swap. But the best two up top for us is Mecha and DCL. DCL's the striker. Mecha is the 10 that doesn't exist. Mecha's the guy in and around, hovering about, circling DCL just constantly around him, and he's the target man. Chapman, Wallace. Wallace centre forward, Chapman up top. I don't think he does 78 RPM. I think he is the 9. I just don't think he's that good at it. He's unbelievable in front of goal. I don't think he's a 10. I don't think he's the centre forward. I think he's the striker. I don't know, actually, 78. I don't know. I could make a case for both. That's kind of my point. That's what I was trying to say on Joe's. He's in between the two. I think he'd rather be the 9 in a 2 up top. In a 2 up top, I think he'd actually accept that he's not and he's the guy playing off the 9. But when you're up top on your own, then he starts thinking, well, I'd be better if I played the 10 like last year. And in reality, no, it should be the 9. If it's only one up top, I think it should just be him. I don't know. gets murky there. JT, can you imagine? Can you imagine what would happen? Sniffer Clark gets up. Sniffer, what would Sniffer Clark be? Or is it Mick Jones Sniffer? I thought it was Sniffer Clark, wasn't it? Mick Jones might be called Sniffer as well. I don't know, but I thought Sniffer originally. It's Sam Clark, isn't it? Yeah. Mick Jones were. That's back in there when alleged tapping merchants want it. It's so rude, isn't it? You know, I don't like Gary Lineker whatsoever, but you know, he was a tapping merchant, wasn't he? I've been so negative about Leeds and Farke this week, and I'm normally so positive about us. Probably old age kicking in. Behave, Clem. Big result tomorrow gets it sorted. Nobody's pissing off round here, mate. Nobody's down round here, and you know it. You know it. Shout out to Mingy, Roller Blunt and Mimi, Mark Newell, Mimi and Mama Mimi, Mingy and Mama Mimi, Mingy and Mama Mimi. Do you think Peru Prisley could excel at the right club in the right setup? I think he goes to Europe in January and scores for fun. I think he could go abroad and score plenty of goals, to be fair. I do, yeah, 78 RPM. And you know it, JT. I don't think he'd be... I don't think he'd be prolific. Or I don't think anybody would be envious of what he'd do. But I certainly think he'd go over and get a lot more goals than Joseph will. All right, boys, Bob and Mimi, I need a piss. And I've nearly finished this. So I'll finish this way and then I'm blowing this turkey. Shout out to JT. My name is Al Ming, 78 RPM. Clem Fandango, Aidan McKenna, also known as Aidan and Abetting. Shout out to my brother Dave as well. It's his birthday. On Saturday night, we'll be blaked up. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be like, won't matter at score until morning after. Nobody do it how he does it. Shout out to Mimi, Roller Blanc, Gipton, who's gone now, I think, to be fair. BMG. Ayo. Happy birthday to the big boy. Did I tell you a story about when I was arrested blowing a turkey? On Christmas Day, 78 RPM. Quick predictions, everyone. 4-0 to Leeds. Happy birthday, Dave. Fucking hell, it'll take 4 days. We need this DJ set soon. JT, these Thursdays roll around that fast. I don't even know what fucking day it is. I'll do a tester. I'll do, like you say, I'll just go live, and then if you're not there for the live, it's gone. We'll do like a Wednesday night ding dong. Although I drive on a Thursday morning, so I can't have any beers. Well, I can't go ballistic. But I'm definitely, if we're doing a live set, I'm going ballistic. We'll do it one Sunday night. We'll get blaked up, just get tunes on. And it'd be like Sunday night winding down. Like, 2-0 Leeds. We really need a clean sheet. Love it. 78 RPM. JT, we're going to make it happen. We'll get champers out. We'll be popping champagne and lot for it. I'll do it on... can't you do that on, like, Twitch? Is it Twitch where there's no, like, copyright strikes or whatever? Leeds lose to Somerville. JT, just taking the sting out of it. Yes, Aidan. Get back up with that DCL 1-0. Love it. I'd love it if we beat them. Love it. Love it if we beat them. Right, guys, I'm out of here. Take it easy, everybody. Fucking Enar in the wings. Nobody do it how he does it, Enar. Absolute ledge. Everybody give a shout out to Enar on way out. Discord might do it. Cheers, AO. Appreciate you, brother. Clem Fandango on the 3-1. Love it. Enar, he's always in the wings. Cheers, Mingy. Underlap rolls by. Underlap rolls by. When I used to teach kids, try to engage them, there'd be some lads that didn't talk much. And I hope teachers just think like something wrong with them or whatever, and they'd all be like kicking off or whatever, and kids would just be like, fucking, they just had enough. But they used to talk like that, Ming, where they'd be like, cheers, Jack, bye. And they've not said, oh, like all day, like literally, like I've been with them for 2 hours and they've not said a word. And then on way out there, cheers, Jack, that were mint, bye. And then they just fucking march off. Like, you guys, absolute legends. Like, all the way through, I'm thinking, like, oh, he's not enjoying it. He doesn't like me. Try to get him back into school. Try to get, I'm just trying to do it best for him. Cheers, Jack. Love that. Bye. Mint. Take it easy. Cheers, JT. Smash a like on your way out. Give Enar some love on way out. Enar, we've not forgot about you, by the way, Enar, just in general. We know you will still be on the mend, big man. So it's not forgotten over this side, our kid. Yeah, it's not 2 weeks of love and then it's over. Hey up. Fucking Mama Pam in the house. In the house. Shout out to me mum. What's going on there? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Should have put something a bit earlier, mum. Would have been able to sort something out. You'd got raptures of applause. Take it easy, everybody, though. Signing out on Mama Pam. In a bit dog shit. I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is. Boom.